son of a bitch.
Cause Punch Drunk loves ya.
You already know this is Punch Drunk Boxing, aka Mr. Moo Shot himself, aka El Adobo, aka El Sazón, aka El Borracho, aka Café Bustelo, aka El Pastor de Boxeo. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in this side of heaven. God bless you all. Yeah, man, 154-pound division is lit, is lit, is lit. We got good competition. We got good fights. We got comeback stories. We had Fundura the other day, knockout victory. We had Tim Tszyu yesterday in Australia, knockout victory. We had Keith Tom Thurman returning after 3 years, knockout victory. We got Jermell Charlo back in the ring with his brother, Jermell Charlo, the Iron Man Charlo, the 154-pound king, the man that still holds the crown in 154, the lineal champ back in the ring with his brother together, brotherly love. Getting prepared to go back to his kingdom. 154-pound division. We got Boachuk there. You know what I'm saying? We got Erickson Lubin stepping back in the ring. Yeah, man. We had Ramos with a victory also. We got Xander Zayas with a victory in his last outing. Ladies and gentlemen, it is lit. It is on fire. The landmine division, like I've been saying for years, the most competitive division in the sport of boxing, deep, stacked. Yo, Terrence Bud Crawford went to the 154-pound division, but he left right quick. He left when the kitchen got hot. When the kitchen got hot, Bud Crawford ran. Yeah. We got to keep it the same energy. I want the same energy y'all was giving Jermell Charlo when everybody was saying that Jermell Charlo, the 154-pound undisputed champion, the one that ran through his division, cleared the division out. And there was people that had the audacity to say that Jermell Charlo, the Iron Man Charlo, that knocked out Erickson Lubin in the first round, that be the champion, and Tony Harrison that knocked him out. Jason Rosario knocked him out. Brian Castaño knocked him out. And people had the nerve in the YTBC and the YouTube boxing community in this cesspool, toxic cesspool, to say, oh, yo, but Jermell Charlo is ducking Tim Tszyu. Y'all remember the hype of Tim Tszyu, the Australian, the one that performed yesterday, the one that he got 2 losses already, loss of Fundura, lost to the guy that I can't pronounce his name of, but he's a highly competitor in the 154-pound division. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember when he was getting disrespected, devalued, disrespected by the world of boxing because he was going to 2 division up to face Canelo Alvarez? And now y'all gonna come over here and tell me, well, Punch, you gotta understand that Terrence Bud Crawford is going to the 168-pound division because he's going to face Canelo Alvarez and he's there to be great. Oh, nah. I'm shooting that narrative right back at y'all. Yeah, I'm shooting that narrative right back at y'all, ladies and gentlemen. No. When I was praising the undisputed versus undisputed, I was the first one in this community. I said that in May of 2023. May of 2023. I believe I did the video on May 10th. And I said, damn. What about Jermell Charlo versus Canelo Alvarez? And all you people was telling me, no, what you talking about? What are you talking about, Punch? I said, but it makes sense. Undisputed versus undisputed. Damn, it has a ring to it. Y'all remember? The people that follow the channel was good. Karate Kid, one of the members of Punch Drunk Boxing was good. What's good? Smash that like button like if you would smash your shorty. Y'all remember? Nah, y'all don't remember. I know because in this community, I understand when the narrative shoot right back at y'all, the narrative just turns back around and pipe you in the behind and stuff like that because y'all don't want to face the truth. I understand this community very, very well. Y'all don't want to face the truth. He had Terrence Bud Crawford. Keep that same energy I was keeping with Jermell Charlo. What is it? I understand this community very, very well. The reason why y'all was trying to devalue, discredit, disrespect Jermell Charlo in 154-pound division, trying to say, well, Who's in the 154-pound division? I mean, who's there? Who's there? Just because you can't recognize the name and you didn't do your studies, and just because it wasn't a high-profile name, that didn't mean that it wasn't a competitive division. Everybody knows that 154-pound division is one of the most competitive division in recent years, in recent decades. I understand y'all ain't want to say it because the guy that was the king in the 154-pound division was Jermell Charlo. But in this cesspool of the YTBC YouTube boxing community on Twitter and on IG, but especially in the YTBC, because we all here, the narrative is hate on Al Heyman and hate on PBC, and everybody that's affiliated with Al Heyman and PBC, everybody is hated. Anybody that's affiliated with Al Heyman and PBC, they get hated. So there's a lot of people out here, high traffic channels, high traffic, valid opinion, if you want to call it valid opinion. People that have high traffic, high subscribers, high followers was pushing that narrative. Oh, let's keep that same narrative. Yeah, let's keep that same narrative. I'm with y'all. Let's keep that same narrative. Let me see if you can handle this smoke now. Let's see if you can handle the thickest smoke in the YTBC Punch Drunk Boxing, a.k.a. Mr. Moo, shine himself. See if you can handle this smoke now. I'm just giving the same smoke y'all was giving everybody else. I'm gonna give you the same smoke y'all was giving everybody else, but don't because not the name is Buck Crawford. Y'all switching up your narrative. Y'all switching up your energy. No, mi gente. This man cleared his division now, and a bunch of y'all was saying, yo, I remember I did a poll. I remember I was going to other channels and stuff like that, and people were saying, there was polls, they was making poll and say, who wins, Jermell Charlo or Tim Tszyu? And motherfuckers out here was picking just Tim Tszyu. And then when he went out there to Dare to Be Great, y'all didn't want to call it Dare to Be Great. Y'all said that he was collecting a paycheck to fight Canelo Alvarez, right? Y'all remember? Canelo Alvarez ain't even get credit for Jermell Charlo either. He ain't get credit for it. But now y'all want me to submit to Turkey Out Shake's fantasy matchup. No, let's call it for what it is. And y'all heard Terrence Buck Crawford, the 4-division world champion, 2-division undisputed. Oh, yeah, it looks good on paper. It looks good. The accomplishment look good. It look good. Now we're going to dial into the Terrence Buck Crawford situation. Yeah, because, we got to dial in because just a couple of days ago, he did an interview and stuff like that, and he was downplaying his own resume because he was downplaying his own fighters that he fought, especially like Earl the True Spence. He said he's not a Hall of Famer. So if he ain't not a Hall of Famer, you ain't never fought a Hall of Famer. Terrence Buck Crawford was not going around fighting pound-for-pound fighters to beat pound-for-pound. Yeah, he could be in the pound-for-pound list, but he ain't beat the pound-for-pound fighter to beat pound-for-pound and stuff like that. Canelo Alvarez beat a pound-for-pound fighter in Triple G. Teofimo Lopez beat a pound-for-pound fighter in Vasily Lomachenko and Josh Taylor. He fought the pound-for-pound guy, Earl the True Spence, but in his recollection and his opinion, Earl Spence ain't even a Hall of Famer. Keep that same energy. If Jermell Charlo ran from Tim Tszyu in the 154-pound division, well, damn it, Buck Crawford got a taste of the most competitive and difficult division in the sport of boxing. The reason why you ain't give the 154-pound division any credit is because Jermell Charlo reigns supreme. That's why y'all didn't give credit. Because Jermell Charlo reigns supreme. Y'all didn't give credit. Salute in the building. What's good, man? Smash that like. Let's get down and dirty. Let's get down and dirty, baby. Word, boxing getting lit again. Oh, yeah, the 154-pound division is getting lit. Oh, yeah, the 154-pound division. And damn it, it's got PBC, Al Heyman written all over it, right? Shout out to Lou the Cool, but TGB, right? Just like shout out to Turkey Out Shea doing this thing. Ring Magazine, Rehab Season, doing his thing. Just like Gold the Board Promotions, doing their thing. Matchroom Boxing, doing this thing. Out there, Atlantic City, we're going to be having Jerome Boots Ennis versus Stanionis, in which Jerome Boots Ennis was calling out Terrence Buck Crawford in the 147-pound division, and he ran to 154. Vergil Ortiz was in position, and when Vergil Ortiz beat Maurice Hooker while Terrence Bud Crawford trained and helped Maurice Hooker, and he had Maurice Hooker beating Vergil Ortiz, and he saw what Vergil Ortiz did Maurice Hooker. He like, oh no. Oh no. The career and this narrative for years of Terrence Bud Crawford being ducked is basura. It's garbage. It's a lie. Terrence Bud Crawford been ducked.
You's a liar.
Terrence Bud Crawford was avoided.
You's a liar.
They put in Terrence Bud Crawford to the side. They blackballing Terrence Bud Crawford.
You's a liar.
He get the hell out of here. Ain't nobody blackballed Terrence Bud Crawford from 147 pounds elite fighters. Ain't nobody was avoiding Terrence Bud Crawford. Terrence Bud Crawford was avoiding the smoke since day one. Terrence Bud Crawford was avoiding the thick smoke at 147 all along. When they was in their prime and they was lit, he ain't want no part of that. Oh, what you talking about, Punch? He ain't want no part of that. You just got, people in this community just got persuaded. You got fooled. Because it was just narrative versus narrative. The narrative pushers, the debunk army creating a narrative that's not even there. It was not even real. Bud ran from that smoke. Bud ran from that smoke, Crawford. Exactly, big time. Bud ran from that smoke, Crawford. Oh yeah, he got accomplishment. I've been saying ever since. I said, yo, he got to put more weight on that resume. Terrence Bud Crawford feel he got to put more weight in that resume because he said that Earl the True Spence, his biggest win, the type of win that got Terrence Bud Crawford when he beat Earl the True Spence, that win got Terrence Bud Crawford and got people believing that he could go 3 division up to fight Canelo Alvarez and beat Canelo Alvarez. Oh my God, the Terrence Bud Crawford. But Terrence Bud Crawford don't think highly of Earl the True Spence. Now, do you believe now that you had time, right? That the PBC negative narrative has calmed down in this community. Now people are actually watching and seeing things for what it is. Because now, see, let's say like a couple of years ago, the PBC narrative was all a bunch of channels. The PBC narrative, maybe because there was other PBC, there was other channels that was pro PBC, and people didn't like that channel and stuff like that. But now y'all see. Now y'all see. Y'all try. Y'all see it. But the thing is, y'all can't go back on your narratives. So a lot of people out here trying to cater to the narrative that they help build. I'm here to tear it apart. I'm here to expose the narrative. Yeah. Let's expose it. He's the oldest guy in the division. We go smash that like. Smash that like. Terrence Bud Crawford. He's great. He's great, but don't give me this BS of Terrence Bud Crawford is like Floyd Mayweather. Terrence Bud Crawford like Sugar Ray Leonard. Terrence Bud Crawford is like Thomas Hearns. Terrence Bud Crawford is like Oscar de la Hoya. Don't give me that type of crap. Who you think you fooling? Over here, we know the sport of boxing. Huh? Over here, we pugilists of the sport. Huh? We know what we're talking about. We know what we see. Bud Crawford's career is all smoke and mirrors. I wish we could have seen Fundura versus Crawford. Yeah. He ain't want no part of that 6'7" dude. Bud Crawford ran away from the 154-pound division when the kitchen was hot. Bud Crawford ran away from the 147-pound division when the kitchen was hot, when Jerome Booth Ennis was sniffing on his neck. Ran. He went to the easiest guy, the one that had the fewest experience in the 154-pound division versus Madrimov, and got exposed. got exposed to the point. Even Turkey Al Sheikh that was talking all that about Canelo Alvarez versus Bud Crawford after the fight, he was like, what about Vergil Ortiz and Bud Crawford? Because even Turkey Al Sheikh knew what he saw. Karate Kid said it's going to be interesting to see how it turns out. Oh, it's turning out. It's turning out. I just want to strip this. I just want to strip this narrative butt naked and expose it. I want to strip this narrative butt naked and expose it. And anybody that want to come over here to this channel, want to chat, want to panel, want to tell me, no, you talking about bullshit, Punch. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Punch? Man, you know what the hell I'm talking about. But Crawford never wanted that real smoke, that thick smoke. He never wanted that smoke in the 147-pound division. He signed the extension. He signed the extension. Let's not forget. Hold on. Let's take you back to memories lane, man. We're going straight through the fire right now. We're going straight to the fire right now. Hold on. Hold on. Take this thing out the way. Let's read. Let's go a little bit to the past. Crawford's minimum purse of more than $3 million he earned for his last fight. A source with knowledge of the deal told ESPN, without a doubt, this is one of the most lucrative deals for individual fighter in the history of boxing, said Brian McIntosh, Bomac, Crawford's trainer and manager. That deal that helped put together with Top Rank and ESPN is unprecedented. In the modern boxing landscape, if you think we've seen the best of Terence Crawford, you ain't seen nothing yet. That's when Terence Bud Crawford signed the extension. Signed the extension. See, let me tell you like this. A lot of people always want to be like, yo, man, these guys are all money and going for the money and money. All these people said the only guy that was going for the money straight is Bud Crawford. And I'm not saying don't go for the money, but the narrative that was painted was that he's going for legacy and the other guys is just going for money. They the one that putting all the work in the welterweight division. It was Keith one Tom Thurman that did the work. Earl the True Spence did the work. Sean Porter was fighting the fight. Even Danny Swift Garcia was fighting the fight. Even Ugas was there. And when Manny Pacquiao left Top Rank, let's not forget, there was a narrative out there that says that the reason why Terence Bud Crawford signed the extension with Top Rank was because he thought that he was going to get Manny Pacquiao. Was a straight up lie. It was a straight up lie. Because Manny Pacquiao left Top Rank. Let's not forget. Let's take it back to memories lane. Pacquiao team says he's no longer with Top Rank. 2018, March 21st was reported. Manny Pacquiao left. So the narrative of, oh, yo, Terence Bud Crawford, you know, Top Rank faked Terence Bud Crawford into him signing the extension because he thought that they promised him a Manny Pacquiao fight. They ain't never promised you no damn Manny Pacquiao fight. They never promised you. No, you signed an extension right after Manny Pacquiao left Top Rank. So you know you ain't signed with Top Rank because you thought you was gonna get Manny Pacquiao. Let's also not forget you signed it because of ESPN. Terence Bud Crawford. I am the best fighter in the world, hands down. ESPN is the biggest brand in sports, and Top Rank is the biggest promotional company in boxing. Crawford said, this was a no-brainer for me and my team. This was a no-brainer for me and my team. How is it a no-brainer? You should have a brain because you knew around that time that PBC and Top Rank wasn't truly dealing with each other like that. So there was no brainer for me and my team. All of the super fights that the world wants to see will happen. How? Your minimums was going to happen. The minimum was going to happen. You signed with Top Rank for the minimum because Terence Bud Crawford was getting more minimums. His guaranteed purse was more than Thurman, Danny, Porter, Spence. You was about that moolah. You was always about the cash. You was always about the money, my brother. You ain't wanting no damn smoke with Keith one Tom Thurman. You ain't wanted that smoke where Earl Spence was 100% lit. You ain't wanted that smoke with Sean Porter. You ain't even wanted that smoke with Daniel Silva Garcia, even though they probably sent a Daniel Silva Garcia contract, but he was already getting the Keith Thurman fight and stuff like that. Why would Daniel Silva Garcia fight you? Daniel Silva Garcia beat Bud Crawford in the amateurs. All these guys know Bud Crawford, and Bud Crawford knows these guys too. Spence duck Pacquiao. Spence ain't duck no Pacquiao. Spence got injured, had retina surgery, bro. That's what I'm talking about. How he ducked him. Or every time when the PBC guy has surgery and injured, that's a duck. A surgery is not ducking, my brother. Well, you want Earl Spence to fight with a damaged retina, and the commission did not pass him. The commission was not going to let Earl the True Spence fight. That's what happens, my brother. He failed the physical. How the hell is that a duck? That's what I'm talking about. The narrative out here, folks. The narrative. Earl Spence ain't passed the damn physical to even step inside the ring. Come on now. Bomax, I ain't signed no damn contract. Pacquiao left. Pacquiao left the PB, went to PBC because he wanted to fight the best welterweight they had to offer. And guess what? The best welterweight around that time was Keith Thurman. And Manny Pacquiao fought Keith Thurman. He left Top Rank and went to PBC, where all the welterweights was at. And he was going to fight Earl Spence. And he fought Ugas. And he fought even the money guy in PBC once he got there with Adrian Broner. If Manny Pacquiao go to PBC, where was Bud Crawford while he signed the extension? 2020, he could have been with PBC and get all these fights. Y'all remember when Keith Thurman send the offers? Or wanted the offer, send the offer. Keith Thurman called. Keith Thurman reps. Wanted to make the fight with Terrence Bud Crawford, and they chose Kell Brook. Y'all remember that? Oh, y'all don't remember that? Y'all don't remember that? That Keith Thurman tried to make the Terrence Bud Crawford out once, but twice. But the narrative was so much, oh my God, they're keeping Bud Crawford away. They're blackballing him. They're not letting him be great. They're not letting Bud Crawford, shut the F up. Bud Crawford ain't want to be that great. And he's hiding behind the 4-division world champion, 2-division undisputed. Man, Bud Crawford had the weakest run of any undisputed in the history of the sport of boxing. And you guys would rather disrespect Jamel Charlo than ran through his whole division. Go check out Jamel Charlo on 154 and check out his resume. Cleaned out his division. Cleaned out his division. Let's take it back to memories lane. Come on, let's break it down, baby. Let's break it down, baby. Hold on. Let's break it down. Smash that like. Oh, he's all that great. I want to see how great he is. I want to know how great he is. Like Muhammad Ali said, how he want to know. I want to know how. I'm going to show you how great I am. I'm going to show you how great Bud is. Hold on. Let me see. Give me a sec. All right. Okay. Jeff in the building. Punch had the best job in boxing in your opinion. Hold on. Bud at 135. Oh, it looks nice. Dennis Prescott. Sadibis. Andre Kulmov. Ricky Burns. That's Bud Crawford loves to say, I beat Ricky Burns. I beat Ricky Burns. Yo, the Denny, I'm sorry. I was going to say you Denny Zula. Gamboa moving up. Gamboa moving up. He's not even a 135 pounder. Beltran. That's his 135, ladies and gentlemen. Ain't even better than Teofimo Lopez 135. Ain't even better than Teofimo Lopez 135, ladies and gentlemen. Was good. Fight Sports Talk in the building was good, man. Ain't even the better than Teofimo Lopez at 135. I don't even think it's better than Devin Haney at 135 either. Let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. The 140-pound division. Oh, the 140-pound undisputed champion of the whole wide world. Oh. Thomas Delorme. Gene. Heck Lundy. Now, Victor Postal, I like the Victor Postal victory. I do like the Victor Postal victory. John Molina Jr. Felix Diaz that lost to Lamont Peterson. But Dominicano, Olympic gold medalist. I give him credit for that. I didn't think it was going to be that easy, I'll be honest. And Dango, this is 140-pound run. Ain't better than Danny Silva Garcia in 140-pound run. Ain't better than Danny Silva Garcia 140-pound run. No. Let's go to 147. Let's go to 147. Terrence Bud Crawford, Jeff Horn. We all know that Manny Pacquiao got robbed with Jeff Horn. Let's move it along. Jose Benavidez Jr. got shot in his leg. Amir Khan, come on now. Mean Machine. Mean Machine was giving him some work. Mean Machine was not established like that, but he gave him some work. Dropped him, didn't count it, but whatever. Got through it. Showed grit, determination, stopped him. Kell Brook. He should have fought Keith on Tom Thurman right here. Should have fought Keith on Tom Thurman right here. Hold on, give me a second. 147-pound run. Sean Porter said that he was 1 foot in and 1 foot out. Should have never signed the extension. You would have fought Sean Porter very, very, very early. You would have fought Sean Porter very, very early. Matter of fact, if you would have never signed the extension at top rank, you would have been on PBC by 2020. And you never would have had to fight Kell Brook. That would have been Keith on Tom Thurman. You would have fought Sean Porter. Maybe you would have fought Sean Porter for the vacant title. Right? Because the WBO and the WBC was doing great business. It probably would have never been a Danny Silva Garcia and Sean Porter. Maybe it would have been you and Danny Silva Garcia. Maybe it would have been Sean Porter, LU. And matter of fact, when you got the Jeff Horn belt, you could have, when you got the undisputed strap, hold on, let's go back for a second. You was undisputed, ladies and gentlemen. Terrence Bud Crawford was undisputed at 140. He could have gone and petitioned to fight anybody, whoever holds the WBC, the WBAA, the ABF, the WBO. Anybody can get it as an undisputed moving up to the division. Just like he used his position and his power in 147 to jump up to 154 and fight for a title, right? Just like Canelo Alvarez could put himself in position to fight for Bivol for the WBA title, right? Just like the Uwe could use his position to fight for a world title and move up division, right? Who you undisputed, my brother? You got power. You super champs too. Lineal, super. You got you in position to move up and call shots. Did you call shots, or you signed the extension, or you just wanted to be, oh no, these guys don't want to fight me. And if these guys wasn't trying to do business with Top Rank PBC, guess what you would have done? He tried to blame it at the going through the WBO. You ain't had to go through the WBO route, my brother. You went through the weakest link. You went through the weakest link, Jeff Horn. You went through the weakest link to fight Jeff Horn. You was undisputed. You could have fought for the WBC, the WBA. You could have put yourself in a position to fight anybody, bruh. I don't want to hear that mess. You could have fought Earl the True Spence a long time ago. You could have fought Harold Spence a long time ago. You could have fought Thurman a long time ago. You could have fought Danny a long time ago. All this fake-ass narrative that people been holding Bud Crawford back, man, that's a straight-up lie. He lied to your face. Man, please, he was pissing in your head saying it was raining. A.K.A. Bill Haney. I don't want to hear that mess that this guy been held back. He never was held back. He never wanted that smoke. It's just like in other cases, people like to say that, oh man, these guys is out-aging dudes. The only fight in PBC that didn't take place was Thurman versus Spence. But still, Spence was still fighting. Even Mikey Garcia moved up. See, Mikey Garcia was a champion at 140, went to 135. Put himself in a position to fight Earl the True Spence. He's a pound-for-pound fighter. He was a pound-for-pound fighter at the time. Why y'all gave Bud Crawford a pass? Because I want to cater to a narrative. Y'all want to cater to a lucrative narrative in the YTBC, and that's why you guys stood shut. Now let me be real. Let me be real. I think it was effed up. I think it was effed up when they did not list Bud Crawford in the PBC Fox telecast that time. I remember. But Bud Crawford ain't want to be in that mix anyway. That's why I respect. That's why the people always respect a guy like Manny Pacquiao. The 8th division world champion, 5-time lineal, 2-time world champion, the ambassador, the senator, the humanitarian, the greatest karaoke singer of them all, the GOAT, Manny Pacquiao, because Manny Pacquiao ran to the smoke. Walter, you showing up crying about me. you watching, you crying about me. Take this smoke. Bud Crawford is smoking mirrors. And you guys don't want to say it. He's smoking mirrors. People was avoiding him. People ain't nobody avoiding no damn Bud Crawford. Nobody was avoiding no damn Bud Crawford, bro. How's people saying, yo, he avoided Bud Crawford, but you got Sean Porter fighting Thurman. Sean Porter fighting even Devin Alexander. But Devin Alexander was the shit. Kell Brook fighting Sean. Sean fighting Kell Brook. Earl the True Spence fighting Kell Brook. When Kell Brook, I mean, like Bud Crawford had a messed up eye. Well, you fought Kell Brook when you got 2 messed up eye when you could have fought Keith one time Thurman. Keith Thurman, hey yo, put it this way. Let's not go. And look, and I said this a long time ago, like 4 years ago, when Terrence Bud Crawford tried to call out Keith Thurman, and Keith Thurman called his bluff the next day. Oh, y'all don't remember. Let's take it back to memories lane, ladies and gentlemen. The master of mother effer receipts. Y'all remember this? Hold on. I got you right here. Hold on. April 13, 2020. Keith Thurman, shut your ass up. You don't know what you want to do. Because I bet you if contract be sent, your ass will find out. So stop playing with my name. No, Keith Thurman, Mr. One Time. The guy that beat Carlos Quintana, that beat Paul Williams. The guy that retired Julio Diaz, that had a draw with Sean Porter. The man that beat the undefeated Danny Swift Garcia, that had the best 140-pound run, better than Terrence Bud Crawford, and beat Terrence Bud Crawford in the amateurs as well. He fought him. He fought Sean Porter. What you talking about? Well, let's see. Let's see what Bob Arum had to say in an interview where a lot of people ain't want to talk about it, right? A lot of people ain't want to talk about it. Keith Thurman ain't just ain't approached Bud Crawford in top rank once, but twice. Hold on. There was an interview a long time ago with Barbershop Conversation. Listen up.
Has Keith Thurman reached out again to fight him?
Yeah.
Oh, he has.
I want you to listen. Did Keith Thurman reach out to fight Bud Crawford again? This was the second time Keith Thurman is reaching out to fight Bud Crawford, his team. This was the second time. That a lot of people right now, even if you Google right now, or put it on YouTube, Keith Thurman calling out Terrence Bud Crawford or sending Terrence Bud Crawford a contract. Nobody was making videos about it because I understand that probably this particular channel, shout out to Barbershop Conversation, we had this interview with Bob Arum. A lot of people wasn't doing interviews exclusive with Bob Arum, but it was Barbershop Conversation at the time that was doing exclusive interviews with Bob Arum. Bob Arum said Keith Thurman, nobody wanted to talk about it. You know why? Because nobody wanted to credit who interviewed Bob Arum. That's why it ain't spread like wildfires. That's almost like when I do an interview with Teofimo Lopez or somebody, or they gaslight, or they say something controversial. A lot of people ain't gonna put my interview, but my interview speak for itself. They didn't want to put the interviews and stuff like that, or things when we calling out when me and my brother Rapstar Boxing Knowledge got Jose Benavidez, Demetrius Andre. I got Demetrius Andre to talk to Jose Benavidez, and we was building this David Benavidez versus Demetrius Andre. And you have to just think it just came out the fly. Oh, yeah, we make fights. Yeah, YouTubers can make fights too. We can make fights. We could spark. We could bring two people together and stuff like that. We manifest that fight a year before it happened. Randy con la bandera de República Dominicana. Randy, anda que la música de Randy, anda que la música de Randy. Let's get hype. Randy. Camelo, Alex Sensation, págame la música. Yanketing, all right. Dímelo, Randy, ¿qué es lo que? Let's go. So listen to Bob Arum. Listen to the question. Listen to Bob Arum. Listen to the question. Listen to Bob Arum. Hold on. Let's play it again.
Has Keith Thurman reached out again to fight him?
Yeah.
Oh, he has. Okay, you're breaking news right now.
He had been in touch with me before.
Uh-huh.
And now he was calling me again. And he said Keith would be interested in fighting Crawford.
Why the fight didn't happen? Dímelo, mi gente. Dímelo, you little Bud Crawford, your Bud buddies. Why the fight with Keith One-Time Thurman did not happen? You remember when the narrative of the $10 million that was offered from Keith One-Time Thurman, and people ran with it because the hate of PBC. So they, oh my God, he was trying to outprice himself. And Keith Thurman said, man, I never offered no damn $10 million. I didn't even give the number like that. Keith Thurman didn't even make a guarantee. His guaranteed purse, not the pay-per-view. The pay-per-view back end with Manny Pacquiao was $2.5 million. That was the guaranteed purse. Remember around that time that they was trying to offer $1 million to Sean Porter and Keith from Tom Thurman, yet they turned around and gave $2 million guarantee to Kell Brook? Why a bunch of YouTubers and writers didn't run away with this? What Bob Arum said. Keith Thurman, when Terrence Bud Crawford said this, remember Keith Thurman had an interview with Brian Custis in his Showtime interview, the podcast, the Showtime podcast. Remember that podcast with Brian Costas, the black dude with the bald head? And he said, and he was saying, oh, that Bud Crawford said this and this, and then he said, now I'm mad. Now I want to fight Bud Crawford. The next day, Keith Thurman, PBC representative, sent to negotiate a deal with Terrence Bud Crawford and Keith from Tom Thurman. You know what Bud Crawford did? Never said anything about it. Never said anything about it, ladies and gentlemen. Why y'all ain't called Bud Crawford out? Then we got the Kell Brook fight. Kell Brook, a handicap dude. The one that he discredited Earl the True Spence from fighting because he had a busted eye. But you fight Kell Brook, they got 2 busted eyes because Earl Spence busted his other eye. But you guys still ran with this narrative that Bud Crawford is being avoided. And Bob Arum in that same interview was talking about where are we going to get the money from? You know why they were saying where we're going to get the money from? It's because they at that time, they didn't even believe in the worth of Bud Crawford, that they was going to bring in some cachet. But you know it and I know it, that if you would have gave Keith Thurman a $3 million guarantee, because he still didn't make over $2 million guaranteed purse. Remember, with Danny Silva Garcia, he made 2. With Sean Porter, it was 2. With Manny Pacquiao, with his 2.8 or 2.5 guaranteed purse, plus the pay-per-view back end that he probably would have made $8 to $10 million because it did sell over 700K pay-per-view buys. You didn't think that Keith Thurman was gonna sell a Bud Crawford fight and everybody would have paid for it? Huh? Just like Keith Thurman is one of the best promoters, self-promoters of all the boxers right now. One of the best, top 5, top 3. He could sell a Brock Jarvis fight. Well, the whole world, the boxer was talking about it after his performance. He wasn't. He fought Josecito Lopez in 2019, and then fight Manny Pacquiao in 2020, and could have come right back and fight. If Bud Crawford was available, he would have fought. Remember, he was going to fight for Mella. So Walter, check it. Come on, man. I'm the historian around here, bro. He turned out a Formella fight, so he could have stayed active. What are you talking about? Spence versus Pac would have done more than Spence versus Crawford. Probably. I just want to know, where was this? I'm avoiding. Let's hear Bob Arum again with the situation with Keith from Tom Thurman and Bud Crawford.
Has Keith Thurman reached out again to fight him?
Yeah.
Oh, he has. Oh, okay, you're breaking news right now.
He had been in touch with me before.
Uh-huh.
And now he was calling me again, and he said Keith would be interested in fighting Crawford.
So they hounding. Keith Thurman's representative is hounding to fight Bud Crawford. Well, they didn't fight. None of y'all wanted to hold them accountable. You know why you didn't want to hold Bud Crawford accountable? Because the narrative of Bud being avoided and blackballed and the hate of PBC was so thick that people did not want to see the light. They didn't want to see the light. You guys was giving Bud Crawford a pass, just like I was giving Triple G a pass in the middleweight division. Y'all was giving Bud Crawford a pass because y'all didn't want to hold Bud Crawford accountable. Y'all hate for PBC and Al Heyman didn't want to hold Bud Crawford accountable. In the sport of boxing, business decisions speak louder than words. Just as much as people want to say that people like to overprice themselves in a way of ducks, right? Or they overprice themselves. That's a way of ducking. Business decisions speak louder than words. Ladies and gentlemen, let's not forget that Bud Crawford and Earl the True Spence, the first negotiations put everything on hold in the welterweight division. It put Stanionis on hold. They put the WBC, the WBO, the WBA, and the IBF on hold, in which all they said that they're not gonna even enforce no mandatories. Nothing is going to move because they're respecting the negotiations of Earl Spence and Bud Crawford, who was supposed to be the number one, the primary fight in the sport of boxing that everybody was timing in, everybody was asking for, everybody was degrading, disrespecting all the business handlers that was getting in the way. They were saying, PBC, Al Heyman, make the fight. Bob Arum, all right, you out of the way, you ain't making the fight. And we thought finally that the fight was going to take place when it was supposed to take place. Why did I say when it was supposed to take place? Let's take it back. And y'all ain't want to hold Bud Crawford accountable. Because Bud Crawford was in negotiations with Earl Spence. And Earl Spence was ready to go. Earl Spence was locked and ready to go. The fans was locked and ready to go to hear their announcement. Is it November 19? Is it the announcement? They had the deposit for the arena. It's just a matter of time. Bud Crawford agreed on everything. But then Bud Crawford was doing the side negotiations with BOK Prime, negotiating in bad faith, and pulled out of the negotiations to get his $10 million in BOK Prime versus David Ava, mother effing Nesian. You guys ain't hold them accountable for that. Because I said, you know what, Bud Crawford is good. I think that I already said that Bud Crawford was going to beat Earl the True Spence. I predicted that a long time ago, that even if they fight, they would have beat him. But let me tell you like this. You fought Earl Spence at a bad time. And he knows it. And everybody else knows it. But your hate for PBC and Al Heyman gave Bud Crawford a pass yet again. This man pulled out of the biggest fight in boxing to fight David Avanesian. Luckily, that he knocked out David Avanesian after his gloves broke. But again, we were so invested in Earl the True Spence and Bud Crawford that we didn't even give a damn that his glove broke. It would have been anybody else. We would have been holding them accountable. We would have been calling somebody a cheater. If Canelo Alvarez glove would have broke versus Triple G, we'd be holding Bud Crawford, Canelo Alvarez accountable. If Earl the True Spence glove would have broke on Bud, we would hold them accountable. If Tyson Fury's glove would have broke versus Deontay Wilder, you all know everybody gonna be talking about it. But we didn't care about David Avanesian because we was invested in Earl Spence and Bud Crawford. Fuck it, his glove broke. The commission ain't doing nothing. Who gives a damn? Let's get away from this fight. Yeah, he knocked him out. Let's move on. And then what happened that December? Earl Spence gets in another car accident. Earl Spence gets in another car accident. Damn it, he got in a car accident. He had a retina surgery. Then he had another car accident. Then add with the layoff. And then everybody, we already knew for a while, as boxing fans, let's be real, let's be honest, that damn, Earl Spence have overstayed his welcome at the 147-pound division. Right? It was remarkable that he made weight versus Daniel Garcia. He never missed the weight. Man, we saw Earl the True Spence. We can't even be blind. That man was dead man walking. He was dead man walking. It looked like Bud Crawford had 15 pounds over him. He was dead man walking. He was dried up. He was dead man walking. Man, you could go back, and look. I have Bud Crawford being early true Spence. And ladies and gentlemen, a lot of people know that I was more of a supporter of Keith from Tom Thurman. So I even started doing boxing content creator in the YTBC, debating this Earl Spence and Keith Thurman. I already have Bud Crawford being Earl the True Spence. If they will fight right now, even if Earl Spence was 100%, I believe that Bud Crawford beats Earl Spence because the styles make fights, in my opinion. Yeah, at the end of the day, I already knew that Earl Spence, he's not going to be 100%. And the way that he looked, everybody looked at it. Everybody was like, damn, he didn't look normal. And yo, Earl Spence landed a left hook. Landed a haymaker on Bud Crawford. But Crawford got in the corner, boom, and hit him with a jab, and he knocked down Earl Spence. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that sequence? Earl Spence, go back to the sequence. Go back to when Bud Crawford knocked down Earl Spence with a jab. Before he landed a jab, this guy landed a right, and then he landed a haymaker. Boom! Haymaker. Man, will knock out anybody in the 147-pound division, but damn it, maybe the snackety snack. He didn't feel that ish. All of a sudden, Earl Spence got no power. Look at that sequence again. Go back and look at the sequence again. Oh, Punch, are you taking things away from Bud Crawford? No, I'm giving you the same narrative you guys, a bunch of people in this community gave to me and others. Bud Crawford running from 154-pound division. You guys were saying that people in the PBC protection plan. Well, Bud Crawford is in the Turkey Outshake protection plan. He's so much protected that he want to keep Bud Crawford on ice. For nothing could happen to Bud Crawford like the way that he was supposed to lose to Majramov, because let's be honest. I mean, it could have been a draw. It could have gone either way. 115, 113, either way. If Majramov would have got the 115, 113, respected. Draw, respected. Bud Crawford, 115, 113, respected. But he could have lost that fight. Arguably, Bud Crawford lost that fight. Arguably. You could debate that. And it's respected. If that's your opinion, it's respected. By one round, 115, 113, Majramov win, respected. It was Majramov's pace. He was the more ring generalship in that pace. He was the one that was getting hit. He was hitting Bud Crawford more. He had the eye candy more land shots. He dictated the pace, in my opinion. He got exposed. And why do I say he got exposed? I'm not saying that any fighter can't have an off night. A lot of fighters got an off night. A lot of legendary fighters lost or had draws or got dropped by fighters that they was not supposed to lose, get dropped, have a difficult time in the ring. Floyd Mayweather was not supposed to have a difficult time with Maidana. If you look at the skill level of Floyd Mayweather and Maidana, you would think that Floyd Mayweather won't have trouble with a Maidana, right? He had an easier time with Manny Pacquiao than Maidana, right? You would think that, whoa, okay, Maidana's good, but to the level skill set of Floyd Mayweather, he should have never it should have never been a rematch, because he should have never had a tough time with Maidana. So I can understand Bud Crawford can have a little hiccup here and there, but let's call it for what it is. Let's call it how we see it. Let's assess it like we do every other fighter. Majramov was 10-0, never done nothing in the pros. 10-0, never did nothing in the pros, never fought really nobody in the pros. For him, for a pound-for-pound number one fighter in the sport of boxing, arguably, to be having a difficult time with a Majramov, to be getting stuck with feints. This guy was falling for feints like Deontay Wilder was falling for Tyson Fury feints. And as soon as the shit got competitive, he runs to a Canelo Alvarez fight. A Canelo Alvarez fight that he knew that it's not a matchup. That's a retirement check. He don't believe he could compete with Canelo Alvarez. But I'm gonna get this money that Turkey I'll shake. I'm gonna take his fantasy fight and I'm gonna take the money that he's offering. Cool, take your money. But we all know, and me as a boxing fan, and that study the history of the sport of boxing, I know it was a daring to be great, and I know it was a money grub. Y'all could play all that daring to be great shit all you want. No, it's not. I think the 150. Do y'all agree that 154-pound division is probably the most competitive? I say the most competitive division in the sport of boxing, the most stacked division in the sport of boxing. Do y'all believe that? Tell me yes or no in the chat. Do y'all believe that the 154-pound division is a landmine? Anybody can get it, and that shit didn't start right now. It's been like that. It's been like that. It's been like that. You guys ain't even respected so much Brian Castaño that much with the Jamal Charlo. Oh, Brian Castaño is as respected as any other amateur elite fighters that we give credit. The Usyks of the world and the amateurs, the Lomachenkos in the world and the amateurs. You know what I'm saying? The George Joyce and the amateurs. We give a lot of credit to a lot of people, but when it comes, y'all didn't want to give. I was breaking this fight down, and I said this fight is going to be difficult. If Jamal Charlo doesn't throw enough punches in the first fight, it's going to be a difficult fight with Jamal Charlo. I got Jamal Charlo being Brian Castaño, but if he needs to throw more punches, because Brian Castaño has effective aggression. He knows the point system. He knows how to win fights. He's a seasoned fighter, a smart fighter. Let's not forget that the same Brian Castaño that you guys didn't want to give credit for because you hated Jamal Charlo is the same guy that beat Earl the True Spence in the amateurs, the same guy that beat Sergey Derevchenko in the amateurs, the guy that was doing numbers on these guys in the amateurs. Yeah. Y'all like to give credit to amateurs or the amateur record or the amateur careers when y'all want to give credit to the amateur career. Why you ain't talking about Brian Castaño shit? The Lara fight, he was supposed to win that fight. I believe that he got robbed in the Lara fight. A lot of people that saw that fight feel like he got robbed. Let's not forget the Patrick Teixeira, where he took the belt from Patrick Teixeira. Patrick Teixeira was actually the Tim Tszyu of the 154-pound division. He was the guy that was supposed to be the most dangerous guy from Brazil and stuff like that. Let's not forget. Oh, y'all don't know. Hold on. Hold on. Receipts. I don't know. Hold on, folks. Let me see where we at. It's Brian Castaño. It's Brian Castaño in the amateurs. Who's that? Who's that? Is that Earl Spence? He beat Earl Spence? What about this one? Sergey Derevchenko. Isn't there Sergey Derevchenko, this guy that everybody gets credit for beating? Jaime Munguia. Right? Daniel Jacobs, Triple G. He's like the whoever beats Sergey Derevchenko. Every time we hear Sergey Derevchenko, it's like, yo, he fought Sergey Derevchenko though. Triple G, he fought Sergey Derevchenko though. Daniel Jacobs, he fought Sergey Derevchenko, yo. Oh, yo, Jaime Munguia, he fought Sergey Derevchenko though. I even did a video about that. Like, yo, everybody give credit to the people that beat Sergey Derevchenko. But when it came to Jamal Charlo, the 160-pound champion beating Sergey Derevchenko, it was not this overly praised. You know why? The hate of PBC in this community, this toxic cesspool, these guys never got the credit. When there was this narrative that guys ain't fighting each other and the best is not fighting the best, was pure garbage, was a stupid narrative and a lie. Because Keith Thurman did fight Danielson Garcia. That was the best fight in the best. Jamal Charlo did fight Brian Castaño. That was the best fight in the best in the 154-pound division. Porter versus Thurman and Danny versus Thurman. Danny versus Thurman was the best in the division. Manny Pacquiao had his winning streak. He beat Broner. He beat Lucas Matisse. Then he fought Keith from Tom Thurman. That was the best of the best, and it was going to keep on going. Mikey Garcia in the 140-pound division. He already beat Sergey Lipinets. Sergey Lipinets was like the Sergey Lipinets in the 140-pound division was who Subriel Matias was before he won the world title. The boogeyman at 140 was Sergey Lipinets that Mikey Garcia beat. He went back to the 135-pound division and beat Robert Easter Jr., an elite at the time as well. Then he moved up to fight Earl the True Spence, and you guys ain't give credit to Earl Spence by being Michael Garcia. Rapstar Boxing 9 is the voice of the UK. London, what's good, my bro? You guys ain't give credit. You guys ain't give credit when it was the lineal champion in a heavyweight division when it was Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder, when everybody was saying Deontay Wilder ain't fighting nobody. Well, he fought Tyson Fury. And who's the boogeyman too? Oh, it was somebody named Luis Ortiz. He was the boogeyman too. Deontay Wilder fought him as well. What is this that? What was this narrative that these PBC fighters ain't fighting one another? What was the narrative? Where did Mikey Garcia fight Adrian Broner? Did Sean Porter fight Ugas? Thurman? Danny? Spence? Leo Frampton? Hey, Tank and Leo's still a good fight. I mean, if y'all think that, you know what I'm saying, Leo was a 4th division world champion. I mean, y'all do respect the Bud Crawford moving up to fight Canelo Alvarez. I mean, 3 division up. I mean, why y'all don't respect now? Why don't y'all respect Gervonta Tank for fighting Leo Santa Cruz now? Why not? Why don't y'all respect now the Leo Santa Cruz? I mean, because y'all, a lot of people like to say, well, Gervonta Davis ain't fighting nobody. All right. So now if y'all love this Bud Crawford moving 3 division up and y'all don't want to call it because y'all don't want to disrespect a Bud, y'all don't want to disrespect Canelo Alvarez because there's a lot of fans for Canelo Alvarez. And y'all don't want to be like, hey, yo, man, what is Canelo Alvarez cherry picking Bud Crawford? In my opinion, that's a cherry pick. In 154-pound division, is everybody fighting? Oh, Fundura versus Tim Tszyu. Who you think put that together? The most active fighter in the 154-pound division in 2023 was Tim Tszyu. Oh, yeah. He's affiliated with PBC too. What happened? Oh, no, he's no limit, though. No, he's PBC, mother effers. Did we see Fundura versus Erickson Lubin? Did we see Erickson Lubin versus Charlo? Did we see Ramos versus Erickson Lubin? Did we see Brian Mendoza versus Tim Tszyu? Brian Mendoza versus Fundura? Let's not forget that the 154-pound division always been lit, always exposed somebody, always has somebody in vulnerability. Let's not forget that when even a Canelo Alvarez, people felt that he lost to Lara. What division was that? The division where Demetrius Andre got dropped. What division was that? The division where Bud Crawford had a very tough outing in which it doesn't entail that into a pound for pound, he went from Superman to Mr. Ordinary Man versus Madrimov. What division was that? What division were we saying that Vergil Ortiz probably lost to Boachuk? 154. 154 always was lit. Lara had a draw with who? Brian Castaño. Oh, wow, man. It seems like, wow, the 154-pound division is a competitive division. Hold on, give me 1 second. Loma, Bud getting that money. They say, oh, no, but yo, Punch, you got to understand that Bud is getting that money. Leave him alone, Punch. He's getting his money. What, Gervonta Tank Davis been getting his money and everybody been all up his ass? Pause. Yo, what happened? Now y'all giving me Gervonta Tank Davis talking points. Nah, but you got to understand, Punch, is that Canelo Alvarez, you know what I'm saying? Turkey's giving him a lot of money. Al Heyman was giving Tank Davis a lot of money, and y'all was crying and bitching about his pockets. Every time these guys got their money, though, they had to fight the fight. When Keith Thurman started making his $2 million, what's the fight Sean Porter? When he made his extra $2 million, what's the fight Danny Garcia? When he needed to fight, when he got his 2.8, 2.5 guaranteed in the pay-per-view back end, was against Manny Pacquiao. These guys was not given money. They had to earn their money. Earl Spence had to earn his money. Everybody in PBC had to earn their money. You guys are thinking that these guys were just giving shit. These guys had to earn it. Jamel Charlo had to run through a whole division to earn his checks. That narrative is fake. Your narrative was fake. PBC, these dudes had to fight to make the money. They had to fight. Oh, they had to fight. Don't get that shit twisted. Let's not forget. And the guy that was not in the mix when everybody was lit was Bud Crawford. Because Bud Crawford ran from the smoke, never wanted the smoke. And now where there's the smoke and the thickest smoke in the sport of boxing in 154, he's running for a retirement check. Nah, my brother. Nah, you ain't gonna run. Don't run. Don't run from 154, bud. Don't run from Vergil Ortiz now, nigga. That motherfucker is lit now. Don't run from Madrimov. Nah, give that motherfucker a rematch like Floyd Mayweather gave Castillo and McDonough a rematch, motherfucker. Don't go over there to 168, motherfucker. You stay at 154 where all the smoke is at, motherfucker. Get this smoke at 154, bud. You running like a bitch. Get that smoke at 154. I want that same energy y'all niggas was giving Jamel Charlo when he went to fight Canelo Alvarez, when everybody was saying that he was ducking Tim Tszyu. Where's that fucking energy? I want that energy. You guys are saying, though, Jamel Charlo, the 154 undisputed champion, was scared of Tim Tszyu, and he was going up 2 divisions up to fight Canelo Alvarez. And now you're going to give me that Bud is not running from 154-pound division when y'all was saying that Jamel Charlo was running from Tim Tszyu. I want that same energy. I want that narrative cesspool. I want that narrative right now. Keep that same energy, baby. Keep that same energy. I'm with y'all. Let's go. I'm with y'all. Give me that same energy. Bud Crawford is running like a bitch. He's scared of Vergil Ortiz. He's scared of Madrimov. He's scared of Boachuk. He's scared of Bruce Ennis if he beats Stanionis and move up to the 154-pound division. He's scared of a filled and a strong and a healthy Earl True Spence at 154. He's scared of Keith one-time Thurman like he was afraid at 147 when he didn't want to get that fight with Keith one-time Thurman and he chose a handicapped Kell Brook. Bud Crawford is smoking mirrors. He's smoking mirrors. Smoking mirrors. Facts. No feelings. Facts. Fundura. Fight Fundura. Motherfuckers protected like no other fighter. Protected. Held on ice. Don't fight because we don't want to fuck with the bag with you and Bud Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. If you that great, get a tune-up. Get a tune-up. Fight that tune-up. Let me see how it works. But you can't at 154. Fuck out of here, bro. Nah, man, I see through it. I want y'all to keep that same energy. I want you to keep that same energy. Don't come at punch. Come at the facts. Come at the facts. This was your boy. This was Bob Arum. This was a Bob Arum. Listen to Bob Arum.
Has Keith Thurman reached out again to fight him?
Yeah.
Oh, he has. Oh, okay, you're breaking news right now.
He had been in touch with me before.
Uh-huh.
And now he was calling me again. And he said Keith would be interested in fighting Crawford.
Damn, he's like this. Thurman is like, I'm one time. Get me Terrence. I don't know. I want Terrence. Bobby. I want Terrence, Bobby. Bobby Arim. Give me Terrence. He called me again. You don't hear Bob Arum? Do you know English? Come on, man. You guys giving passes away. Fantasy fights. At least I would have respected the narrative if you guys would have respected when Canelo Alvarez said this. Hold on. When Canelo Alvarez posted this, and you guys was calling him a cherry pick, and y'all said this was a bum-ass fight. Undisputed versus undisputed, September 30th. Jamel Charlo versus Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez ain't getting no damn credit for this fight. You guys are saying that he was cherry picking. Why he's not fighting David Benavidez? Why he's not fighting David Benavidez? And y'all ain't gonna keep the same energy now? Did he get credit for being Jamel Charlo, the 154-pound undisputed champion? No. Keep that same energy. Y'all don't remember. Y'all don't remember how this guy looked like. You guys ain't respect this man. You guys ain't respect that man. Y'all forgot. Y'all want to play the blind. Y'all want to play the deaf. What happened? This is y'all narrative. You guys ain't respect the 154-pound champion in the most stacked division in the sport of boxing, the most difficult division in the sport of boxing that every great fighter, every elite fighter has. You saw vulnerabilities. Everybody. You never seen a guy look like pound for pound outside of Jamel Charlo. Everybody struggle at 154. 154 is the biggest test in the sport of boxing. Ain't rap for no Canelo Alvarez. Well, Canelo Alvarez should have hey, Canelo Alvarez is that great. Remember, Canelo Alvarez is supposed to close the gap. He's supposed to cut the ring off. Don't give me no narrative. Go watch. Matter of fact, do it right now while you're listening to me. And then call me a liar. Right now, turn the volume down. Tell me what Jamel Charlo did when he got knocked down by Canelo Alvarez in the 7th round, and let me know what happens in the rest of the 7th round. Let me know what happens in the rest of the 8th round. Let me know what happens in the rest of the 9th round. The fuck out of here. You was listening to the commentaries, bruh. But that's the fight that should have humbled y'all anyway. That's the fight that should have humbled y'all anyway. They would have been like, you know what, damn it, Jamel Charlo will power hit with Iron Man, knocked out everybody to get his world title one by one. Not fighting this one, not fighting a cab driver, a guy that was supposed to be a champion in Jeff Horn, and then fighting Earl Spence, where Earl Spence did all the dirty work and call yourself all the messiah of the sport of boxing. Get the fuck out of here. You ain't do shit. And you the same dude that said that Earl Spence ain't even the pound for pound Bud Crawford. So what credit do you want me to give you now? You shot yourself on the foot. You opened the doors for this criticism. We all know that. Bud ain't look great. That's why he's on ice right now. They got Bud Crawford. You know them video time. You remember the videos and the pictures they used to put what you call it? They used to put pictures of Gervonta Tank Davis on bubble wraps. Turkey out shake. Got Bud Crawford on bubble wraps right now, bruh. Turkey out shake is afraid to put Bud Crawford against Vergil Ortiz. Now, okay, Bud. Fight Vergil Ortiz in May or June, and then you get Canelo Alvarez. Turkey out shaking. Know that Bud Crawford won't make it to September. That's why they got Bud Crawford on ice. That's why they got Bud Crawford on ice. Petrified, scared, on protection plan, bubble wrapped, locked up, sealed, untouchable, antique. Fuck out of here. They scared. They scared that Bud Crawford at 154 when you don't know what's going to happen at 154. Y'all don't know what's going to happen at 154. You put him up against Fundura, shit. And now Keith Thurman back. Vergil Ortiz, goddamn. Jamel Charlo coming back. Shit. Man, even Everson Lubin, man, like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, man. He did beat Ramos. He had a good fight with Fundura. I just don't know what can happen. I don't know with Bud Crawford, man. I look what he did with Majimov. Imagine what the other dudes. I don't know what to expect. Let's protect them. Or let's put them in a lab or something like that. And let's create some snacks. Let's keep them ready for Canelo Alvarez. Let's create some snacks for Bud. Yeah. Bankram as well. Of course, man. They icing him. They putting him in the shelf. But then we're the same community that be like, yo, the inactivity. Yo, these PBC fighters are inactive. Well, Bud Crawford is inactive too. Y'all be all biting his ass pimples too. He fought Dave Evans 1 year, Dave Evanesian, 1 year Earl Spence, 1 year Majimov, and then waiting and putting on ice and protection plan for a Canelo Alvarez fight. Because Turkey Al Sheikh does not want his fantasy matchup to get ruined by another fight. And that's why he'd rather have Canelo Alvarez fight William Skull. Get that back for me. Canelo, I want to see that fight with you and Bud Crawford, but it have to be with Undisputed because my Bud Crawford would. I'd have a plan for Bud Crawford. Victor Conte, come into my country. We need to speak. I did my education about you, Victor. I'd have a lot of money into this. I'd have a lot of funds into this. I'm not even going to pay Shakur Stevenson's because I'm betting a lot of money. I don't want you to come to my country. I already spoke to the father. I am connected with the father. I'm connected to what you do. I don't want you to take your time. I don't want you to create and develop the most incredible snack that mankind have ever created. Do you understand me, Victor? I'm going to have Bud Crawford on ice. You create the snacker of all snacks. Do you understand me? Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's boxing. Create the snack. You remember you give that motherfucker, I seen Earl Spence hit him with their left haymaker. Do you remember, Victor? I want you to create and even better than that. I'd seen Earl Spence land punches on Bud Crawford. He did not even flinch. I was happy. Give me that ×2. Nah, punch, you hating. Fuck you. This is boxing, the dirtiest sport in the motherfucking world. Motherfuckers out here want to talk about corruption and stuff like that, but when I bring some politics of corruption, you hating. Motherfucker gonna be injected on both buttocks with snackety snacks. You can tell me shit. I don't want to hear that shit. You hating, you stupid. If I'm hating, you dumb. I know what I'm watching. Motherfucker gonna get hit with Gamboa. Dancing salsa. This motherfucker get hit by Earl the True Spencer haymaker. Earl Spence cocked that left yunker thing. I don't want to get flagged. Hold on, let me show. Hold on. Let's take it back. If I understand what I'm talking about. Hold on, right. Hold on, let's see. What the highlight? Okay. Hold on, let me see. Which is the one that he got dropped? Okay, there you go. Ladies and gentlemen, take a look at this. Look, it's right here. Right? Take a look at this left hook that he's going. He cocked this left from back. This is Earl True Spence, right? Damn, hold on. I don't want to get flagged. Hold on. Boom! Look at those. Look at the slow-mo. Hold on. Look at the slow-mo, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. You telling me esto no es snackety snack. Pues vete para la mierda ustedes. Boom! Nothing. Bing! That's Earl Spence. The motherfucker just went like this. Bing! Yeah. Háblame mentira ustedes a mí. Ay, yo soy loco. I'm blind. I don't know nothing. I don't see boxing. I don't know nothing. Yeah. Errol Pinky no good. Too. He no power. Nothing there. Nothing. I know what I see. That was. Yeah, look it over again. I'm gonna show you again. Espera, míralo ahí. Bing. Was it that one? Hold on. Míralo ahí. Boom! Mira, I got him one. Oh, what the? Míralo ahí. Espera. Míralo ahí. Bing! Look at that. Nothing. Beep. That's it. Nothing. Nothing happened there. Check out check out. He caught him with the left haymaker. Send him to the ropes. Catch him with another haymaker. Nothing happened. Mira, mi gente. Look at Earl Spence. Look. Bing. Okay. Send him in the ropes. Bing. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. Es el snack. Te lo estoy diciendo. Es el snackety snack right there for you. That's Earl Spence. It's not Benko. That's not Paulie Malignaggi. That's Earl Spence. That's not Paulie Malignaggi right there. Huh? That's not Paul Spendafora. Huh? That's not Rigondeaux. No, that's not Rigondeaux. Huh? That's not Clarissa Shields punching. And said Earl Spence, Mr. Man Down, pause, strap season, the big fish. And said, hey, he had pause right here. Nothing. Oh, no, because Bud Crawford is known to have the best chin like Canelo Alvarez. Oh, but me Machine knocks him down. Y Gamboa knocks him down. But Earl Spence haymaker with his left hand, the strong hand. No le hace nada ese tigre. Yeah. I know English too. He a runner. He's running from the 154-pound landmines. And us people with a boxing eye, the hardcore boxing fans, you understand that the 154-pound division is a landmine. Anybody can get it from the number 1 to the number 10. Jamel Charlo gonna come back. Fundura. Tim Tszyu got his knockout yesterday. Keith Thurman is back. If Earl Spence come back in the 154-pound division, we know that he's gonna be strong because he's been complaining about the 154. The 154. We got Xander Zayas. We still got Brian Mendoza in the mix. I don't think Brian Castano is gonna come back and stuff like that to the 154-pound division. And I don't know if he's retired or not. The last time I saw him, he was real fat. We got Conwell. Hey, yo, it's lit, bro. And then we got young, hungry lions as well. We got Eldy Señor Martinez también. Oh, in the 154-pound division. Gamboa didn't knock him down. Me Machine. You guys could be blinded all you want. And I know I'm giving you what you gave me. I'm giving you the same narrative you spilled. If now the narrative is getting back at you and biting you in the ass, you got to blame your own narrative. You laid the table. You laid the foundation for me to say what I'm saying to y'all. And I'm not talking about everybody in the chat right now. I'm saying, when I'm saying y'all, I'm speaking in general in this community, in the YTBC cesspool. I'm giving y'all what your game mean. Bud Crawford is running from smoke, from the thickest smoke in boxing, and that's the 154-pound division. And I believe that Bud Crawford could have easily enhanced his legacy if we was talking about, if the only fair constructive criticism of Bud Crawford. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Bud Crawford is great. Bud Crawford is the 4-division world champion, 2-division undisputed. But when we're talking about his greatness, then we're going to compare him to other greats, right? Just like a lot of people want to compare, what about Bud and Floyd Mayweather and Bud and Oscar De La Hoya and Bud and Durant and Blood and Leonard. This was the great opportunity for him to really solidify his resume. And at 154, young, hungry Lions at 154, heading to their prime. Nobody has an excuse. Not even Earl Spence at 154 has an excuse. Jamel Charlo coming back at 154 don't have an excuse because he didn't get beat after he became undisputed at 154. Fundura is at his peak right now. He's in his prime, right? Vergil Ortiz with the best win that outdid Bud Crawford. This is where you want to be. The Canelo Alvarez is a win-win situation for you because you get beat by Canelo Alvarez. Pues you hit a Canelo Alvarez. The criticism is on Canelo Alvarez, not on you. This is safe. This is a safe fight. And it's a safe fight if you don't go out there and commit like these people think that Bud Crawford is going to commit. Bud Crawford no estúpido también. Bo with Chuck. Good fight. And am I saying that Bud would lose to Tim Tszyu? No, I think Bud will beat Tim Tszyu. I think Bud is capable of beating Fundura. I think Vergil beats Bud. I always thought that Thurman and Bud, when Thurman is at he's in his high level, and look, Keith Thurman didn't get beat down. He didn't get he don't have the wear and tear. He lost a split decision with Manny Pacquiao. Now, let's say if Keith Thurman fights Tim Tszyu in July and beats Tim Tszyu, does Keith Thurman got a better resume than Bud Crawford? We're talking about pound for when we're talking about exactly Jay Santana. When we're talking about Bud Crawford, we talk about Bud Crawford great. But you know what it is? That we can mention fighters that's less great that people say that got a better resume than Bud Crawford. Earl Spence got a better resume than Bud Crawford. Keith Thurman got just as good or just a better resume than Bud Crawford because his wins is when they was at elite. He beat Sean Porter when Sean Porter was elite. He beat Danny Silva Garcia when Danny Silva Garcia was undefeated. And even in his loss, he lost to a Manny Pacquiao, an 8th-division world champion. He's a freak of nature. And that was a split decision victory that could have gone either way. So even that loss, you can't even like Keith Thurman ain't lose fans. As a matter of fact, Keith Thurman gained more fans in that fight. He said, Earl don't got a better resume, silly man. What the fuck are you talking about? You want me to pull your little resume, your little Bud Crawford resume? I just did that earlier. You talking about? What the fuck is this? Hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me take this thing out of the way so you can look at this clearly. Who the hell are these people right here at 135? Teofimo Lopez got a better 135 resume than Bud Crawford had a 135 resume. Huh? Danny Silva Garcia got a better 140-pound resume than Bud Crawford. In a 147-pound division, Keith Thurman and Earl Spence did all the dirty work. He got his belt from Jeff Horn, who Manny Pacquiao got robbed from his belt. Then fought Jose Benavidez. Then a washed-up Amir Khan. Then a mean machine that we ain't know. Then a Kell Brooker handicap. Sean Porter out, 1 foot in and 1 foot out. Dave Avenesian and Earl Spence. This motherfucker ain't do all the work. What you talking about, man? Bud Crawford is smoking mirrors. He don't got no bet. He never had the best resume. He never beat pound for pound fighters except for Earl the True Spence. The Earl Spence win made him. But guess what? Bud Crawford said that Earl Spence ain't no Hall of Fame. So your resume compared to the greats is trash. Compared to the greats, it's trash. Don't ever compare no Bud to Floyd Mayweather. Don't you ever disrespect Floyd Mayweather like that. Comparing Floyd to Bud? You watch your mind. This boxing community should get slapped with crack. You crazy, bruh. Don't you ever compare Bud to Oscar De La Hoya. Don't you ever compare Bud to Manny Pacquiao, Leonard, David Duran, Hearn, and Hagler. Te están fumando crack, mi gente. Mira, una galleta le doy a la gente. Yo, if I go to an arena, somebody say like, yo, Bud Crawford, I think that he beat Floyd. You mean Floyd Schofield, right? My bad. I thought you was going to say Floyd Mayweather. When we talk about these great fighters, man, they ran to the smoke. Now when we look at these resume, even when people was criticizing, like Floyd Mayweather, we look at Floyd Mayweather's resume and compare it to Bud, you'd be like, I think that's why Floyd repeats himself. He said, man, I fought 23 world champions. I fought champions. Floyd Mayweather got to repeat himself because I understand when people, it's on disrespect, but I mean, in my opinion, is Crawford resume better than Shakur? I don't even know. Maybe the same. Shakur Stevenson, the 3-division world champion, beat Jim Hearing, beat Oscar Valdez when Oscar Valdez beat the Boogeyman and Miguel Burchell. That was a great victory right there. Oscar Valdez beat Consocial. This guy beat Consocial. Consocial beat Foster. Foster beat Consocial. This guy beat Nakatani Yoshino. He knocked on Yoshino. He beat Edgar de los Santos. Come on. Shakur Stevenson got a decent resume. For a 26, 27-year-old, got a decent resume. He's just now heading to his prime. We're talking about a Bud Crawford that's 37 years old. They're going to be 38 years old in September. Teofimo Lopez got a better resume than Bud Crawford. No. How many pound-for-pound fighters beat pound-for-pound fighters? How many pound-for-pound fighters in the list beat pound-for-pound fighters? Canelo Alvarez beat Triple G. Teofimo Lopez beat Vasily Lomachenko. You could say that even Usyk beating Tyson Fury is a quality of a pound-for-pound fighter beating another pound-for-pound fighter. There's not even a lot of pound-for-pound. Uwe hasn't even beat a pound-for-pound fighter at the time. But let me say it like this. Uwe is going up in weight and fighting the best featherweight at the time in Stephen Fulton, who's a unified champion, undefeated, and beat Brandon Figueroa. Beat Brandon Figueroa again. Beat Angelo Leo in this game. Angelo Leo is a champion right now. Shit, I like that win very, very good. That's aged very, very well. The only victory that made Bud Crawford make you a believer that he could go 3-division up to fight Canelo Alvarez was the Earl Spence. The victory that he downplayed himself. So what does he have? Earl Spence, Victor Postal, and Gamboa. But but he's going to fight Canelo. What about when he loses to Canelo Alvarez? Unless that they give him the snackety snack of the best snackety snack they can offer. What about when he loses to Canelo Alvarez? What does he have? Then he retires. Nah, even Floyd Mayweather gave the young, hungry lion a chance. Even Floyd Mayweather gave Canelo Alvarez an opportunity. Even Floyd Mayweather gave Victor Ortiz, after Victor Ortiz beating Andre Berto, an opportunity. Let's not forget that Floyd Mayweather was the oldest guy even fighting the likes of Manny Pacquiao, fighting the likes of Miguel Cotto. The only old fighter that he fought that was probably way older than him was Shane Mosley. But he was the older fighter, fighting young fighters. But Crawford don't want to fight. But Crawford don't want to fight them young, hungry lions. He don't want to. They have no boots in his resume. He don't want to fight them. Even Floyd Mayweather, Canelo Alvarez fought at least Jaime Munguia. Canelo Alvarez fought Edgar Berlanga. I'm sorry. What I'm saying is that they're young, up and coming. Of course, we want to see Canelo Alvarez fight David Benavidez. That's the guy that we want to see Canelo Alvarez, and we're not going to keep our foot off his neck. Floyd cherry picked. Floyd never cherry picked, my brother. Floyd picked. He ain't cherry picked. There's a difference. There's a difference. Pac was not old. And now when he fought Thurman, that's like saying Usyk, 39 years old, is old. Nah, man. Nah. When we look at what an old fighter, when he's done old fighter, we look at an old fighter. Because we give a lot of props to Usyk being Tyson Fury. Is he old? Is he an old man? Huh? We can't say that Nonito Donaire was an old man when he beat Caballo and then, it knocked him out. Can't say he old when he became a world champion again. Ricky Hatton, shit. He beat Ricky Hatton. Martin King con los 2 pesos. Dímelo, mi hermano. Gracias. What fighter Floyd fought at 37? At 37? What fighter he fought at 37? Shit. Who he fought at 37? When he fought Manny Pacquiao, at 38 years old. So who Floyd fought at 37? Floyd fought Manny Pacquiao at 38. That already tells you everything right there. He fought Manny Pacquiao at 38. He ain't check out yet. When he was 36 years old, when Floyd Mayweather signed the Showtime deal at the age of 36 years old, when he truly became Money Man, he signed that deal. Floyd Mayweather ain't cherry pick. He pick, but he ain't cherry pick. Cherry pick right now, for me, in my opinion, is Canelo Alvarez fighting William Skull. That's a cherry pick right there. Es un cherry picking. That's a cherry pick right there. That's not all just picking. That's a cherry pick right there. And everybody knows it. And I'm a Canelo Alvarez fan. But I don't be biting his ass pimples like some of these people. No, that's a cherry pick right there. There's a difference between somebody picking, have the power to pick, but a cherry pick. That's a cherry pick right there. He said Floyd versus Pac-Man at the time was a money grab for Floyd. Ay, mora, deja eso, mi hermano. Deja fumando crack ustedes. Just because I'm going that, just because I'm dissecting and stripping the narrative and kicking the narrative's ass about Bud Crawford, about that he was thugged. You guys want to now say that Floyd and Manny Pacquiao was a money grub? Yeah. 38, 36 years old. Manny Pacquiao was still doing this thing, and Floyd Mayweather was still doing this thing. Now, do we wanted to see the fight earlier? Yeah. I wanted to see every fight earlier. Put it that way. I want to see every fight earlier. I want to see Bud Crawford, Earl Spence earlier. Bud Crawford was 35 years old. Nah, that's it. It's too old. I could complain about every other fight too. Shit. I want to see. I want to see the undisputed heavyweight champion. No. I want to see Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua. Every fight I wanted to see it earlier. Every fight I want to see it earlier. Huh? No. Sean Porter should have fought Keith Thurman earlier. Yeah. No. I don't want to fight. No, I don't want to see Lomachenko earlier and Tank. The fight gotta happen earlier. No. Let's stay to Bud Crawford. It's Bud Crawford today. He's on the seat right now. Tomorrow, yeah, hit me up with super chats and stuff like that. Yo, Punch on Boxing. Let's talk about somebody else. But today is Bud Crawford. Se queda con Bud Crawford ahora mismo. Ese tigre is running. He's running like a bitch from 154-pound division to collect his retirement paycheck, his 401k plan. Huh? I wish that Canelo Alvarez break his fist versus William Skull. A ver lo que va a hacer ese tigre. To see what he's going to do. He said, you think that I don't think he's aging him out. I think that Lomachenko put himself back in position in as a champion. So it's a legitimate unification bout. Now I think if he would have been chasing Lomachenko, if Tank would have been chasing Lomachenko or sending offers to Lomachenko before the George Campbell, right after the Devin Haney fight, and doesn't send Devin Haney a contract, then I'll be saying that, yo, man, he's chasing an old man and something like that. But Vasily Lomachenko is a champion, so he could unify the title. So it is what it is. Why are we saying certain fighters is old when we want to say old, but then they're young when they want to say young? Like, I don't understand. Like, okay, these fighters and these women, it's not even fighters, athletes are learning the science of having longevity. Their body, understanding their body more. There's science now where these people understand what to eat, how to eat, what retains in your, what type of food has water retainer in your own body. These people already do tests of their own body. That's you see Victor Conte doing blood work with his fighters. He tells you exactly how to train, what to eat, where to go, what to look for. Inside information about the opponents and what they have in their body. It has nothing to do with let's keep. I want this community to keep that same narrative energy. The reason why all this narrative for years of saying that Bud Crawford is being avoided was fake. This man was avoiding the thick smoke all along, baby. He was avoiding the smoke all along. He was avoiding PBC. Bud was avoiding PBC fighters. He was avoiding to go to PBC. At least Manny Pacquiao say, F you the top rank. Let me go to PBC and Al Heyman. I know. Hold on, wait a minute, my friend. Wait a minute. Receive right here, motherfuckers, everybody. Hold on, my friend. Pacquiao left Top Rank because Heyman promised Mayweather rematch. No, he left. He just left. That's November. What happened? November 2018. Pero let's go back a little bit. What happened right here? Look at this, my friends. Pacquiao's team say he's no longer with Top Rank. That's March 21st, 2018. Look at that, my friend. So if Manny Pacquiao's not with Top Rank, Earl Spence is not with Top Rank, Keith Thurman is not with Top Rank, Danny Silva Garcia is not with Top Rank, Ugas is not with Top Rank, Mikey is not with Top Rank. What the fuck are you doing signing an extension with Top Rank, Bud Crawford? What are you doing signing an extension with Top Rank, Bud Crawford? Manny is out. Earl Spence is out. Thurman is not there. Danny is not there. Porter is not there. Ugas is not there. Broner is not there. Mikey is not there. Nobody is there. You guys got faked. Y'all believe the narrative. The narrative pushes there was high traffic, high views, and stuff like that. And no. Nah, Bud is getting blackballed, yo. Bud Crawford blackballed himself. He wanted that $3 million minimum, $4 million, $4 million minimum payday each and every fight. And these guys in PBC was not getting no $3 or $4 million minimums. Crawford's minimum purses are more than $3 million he earned for his last fight. A source with knowledge of the deal told ESPN, without a doubt, there's one of the most lucrative deals for an individual fighter in the history of boxing. That motherfucker stayed with Top Rank for the money, not to compete with the PBC fighters. He was always about the money. You guys got faith and say that he's about legacy. He was always about his bread. He's always about that bread. And I'm not saying that you can't be all about your bread, because at the end of the day, it's prize fighting. But don't start with this narrative that this guy was all about chasing greatness. He wasn't chasing no greatness. He was chasing his minimums. The deal that I helped put together with Top Rank and ESPN is unprecedented in the modern boxing landscape. If you think you've seen the best Terrence Crawford, you ain't seen nothing yet. Yeah, we ain't seen you fight the likes of PBC when all these guys is putting in the work and fighting each other. The only fight that didn't happen in PBC was Earl Spence and Keith from Tom Thurman. That's it. Everybody else strapped up and they was all paused and fighting. Come on, man. Stripping this narrative butt naked. Hold on. Let me see. Where is that? This is what he said. I'm the best fighter in the world, hands down. ESPN is the biggest brand in sports, and Top Rank is the biggest promotional company in boxing. Crawford said, this was a no-brainer for me and my team. All of the super fights that the world wants to see what happened, you faked everybody. You know it was not going to happen when you know that Top Rank and Bob Arum and Al Heyman was not even seen eye to eye around that time. This was in 2018. You'd have been a full-blown free agent in 2020. You signed the extension because they got the ESPN deal. Top Rank got the ESPN deal, and you felt that you needed to be on ESPN. The narrative of you signing that extension because you thought you was going to get a Manny Pacquiao fight was a fraud, because Manny Pacquiao left in that March. You ain't never wanted the smoke. And now that the smoke was thick at 147, you never wanted when the smoke was thick at 147. And now when you sense that that smoke is thick at 154, you running to be fucking Turkey Out Shake's little puppet. You Turkey Out Shake little puppet. That's what Bud Crawford has resulted to. He's a puppet to Turkey Out Shake. Turkey Out Shake got that motherfucking in leash. You would not fight. Stay there, call Victor, and go to a lab and do what you have to do. I don't want you to be green. I want you to be like Hercules. I don't want you to be the next guy in the Avengers. You say you got to get there. Ain't nobody was controlling you. Lies. You guys still, that shit, that PBC hate is already done. That narrative was fake. You got no more PBC narratives. That 154-pound division, oh my God, you're like, son, it got too hot. The kitchen got hot for Bud. The kitchen got hot for Bud. You remember Saturday Night Live? When Eddie Murphy, when he was doing James Brown, the hot tub. Want to get in the water? Want to get your hot tub? The hot tub is hot. Bud Crawford ran like a bitch. He ran like a bitch. Nigga Madrimov scared him away. Madrimov 10-0 guy scared him away with face. Oh shit, it's too hard, man. Turkey, you still believe in me? I think I could beat Canelo. Turkey Out Shake after the fight with Madrimov, he said, "What do we have Vergil Ortiz? But I do not want to see you back in the ring again. I don't want you to see you back in the ring again. We have to save you. You're going to fuck up their money. I'd have so much money, but Crawford, what you going to perform like that with Bert? I'd give you a stadium. I'd give you Eminem, motherfucker, and you're going to put this fucking performance? You will not fight. I have to keep you on ice. I have to keep you safe because you're not delivering. A smart motherfucker will be like, you know what? I got to take a tune-up for Canelo Alvarez, man. You even scared to take a tune-up. Hey, yo, Bud Crawford is even afraid to take a tune-up. Turkey Out Shake is afraid for Bud Crawford to take a tune-up, to take an in-between fights. I won't give you no Vergil Ortiz. Put him against Vergil Ortiz, Turkey Out Shake. I dare you, Turkey Out Shake. Put Bud Crawford against Vergil Ortiz in fucking June or July. And then he goes to September and fight Bud Crawford. Let's see if he makes it. He won't. Yeah, put him against Vergil Ortiz. Even Turkey Al Sheikh is afraid for Bud Crawford. Damn it. I've heard so much. Bud Crawford said, when I'm going to fight again, you will not fight again. We'd have to rearrange it. I'd rather have Canelo Alvarez fight William Score. Get their belt. Keep you on ice. Keep you away from the competition. Yo, Turk, but I'm moving up 3 divisions. I got to prepare for... You shut the fuck up. You just called Victor Conte and tell him to give you the biggest snack in the fucking world. That's all you have to do. Fuck you. I would not put you against Vergil Ortiz. You would lose. I cannot put you against Fundora. You would lose. This man, one time at his back, fuck him. Get out of here, man. Smoking mirrors, Bud Crawford. You know, Bud Crawford is daring to be great. Man, please. He's daring to take a retirement check. That ain't hard. That's not hard because you offering me the biggest bag and I'm going to take. That's not hard. That's not terrible. Oh, my God. Yo, he's daring to be great. He's daring to get the most money ever made in his life. And there's a dummy in Turkey Al Sheikh that got a fantasy about Bud and Canelo. And he's going to give him all the money he could give to fight that shit. This motherfucker is so infatuated with this fight that he's giving Canelo Alvarez. They say that he's probably going to give him like $100 million just to fight William Score. Just to get that belt. So it could be an undisputed versus Bud Crawford. Oh, man. Give me $50 million. And I'll go fight Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk. And I'm a fake y'all and be like, shit, I got balls though. Yeah. I got balls. Yeah, I'm going to fight Usyk and Tyson Fury on the same day. And what? Hey, yo, Turk, you got that $50 million? Shit, anybody gonna get balls with $50 million and $70 million? Talk to Canelo Alvarez and say, yo, you're gonna get $8 million to fight Canelo Alvarez. you think Bud Crawford gonna fight? Hell no. Bud Crawford gonna be humble as hell and be like, I'm 100, like he did in that interview with Fight Hub. I'm a 147 pounder. Canelo Alvarez, he fights at 168, 175. I never see that from happening. What's changed? Money. Money changed. Huh? Bud Crawford is Turkey Al Sheikh's bitch now. Huh? Bud Crawford is Turkey Al Sheikh's bitch right now. Huh? What Turkey Al Sheikh is doing to Bud Crawford is buying him some titties and ass. That's the next thing he's going to do for Bud Crawford. That's the next thing Turkey Al Sheikh loved Bud Crawford so much that he's going to buy him titty and new booty and stuff like that. Go and give him a filler in the lips and stuff like that. Huh? He's going to do to Bud Crawford. Eso es lo que va a hacer con ese tigre también. ¿Verdad, mi gente? Ese tigre está asfixiado con ese palomo. ¿Ah? Con ese palomito está asfixiado. ¿Ah? Él va a comprar teta y booty y toda esa vaina a Bud Crawford. Bring the fat. What else we got? What else we got over here? No. Keep the same energy. No. Keep the same energy. Because he got this, he's worth to fight this. Right? Because he got this, you guys wanted him to get this. Pause. But when this man has this, you ain't want him to get this fight. What's the difference? Oh, you respect him to get this, but you don't respect this to get this? Ah, pues eso es. garbage for me. Garbage como era garbage for you. How Crawford is thinking if he wins, he go, man, he ain't even thinking about winning, bruh. Benito, so thinking that, yo, he's not even thinking about winning. That's the narrative, so we could be humbled. Yo, but what about if Bud Crawford beats Canelo Alvarez? What are you going to say? So, hey, people, hey, relax. Hey, yo, Punch. What about if Bud beats Canelo? Yo digo que está en droga, en PED, lo voy a decir yo. Yo, Punch, but you already got an excuse. Lo voy a decir yo, I don't care. This is boxing. Huh? I see robbery every day in boxing. So why I can say robbery too? I can say he in drugs. Si él le gana a Canelo Alvarez, moving up, y yo I know boxing. No me diga nada, yo, mi gente, yo soy boxeo. If Bud Crawford goes out there and they can hurt Canelo Alvarez, ese tigre está en droga, Barry Bones. Dije, you crazy, Crawford. No, usted tan loco, eh? Usted tan crazy. No, I want Inoue versus Canelo Alvarez too, porque he knocks out everybody else. Pues no, what happened? Why not? No, I want Inoue versus Boots Ennis mañana también. No, usted tan loco, eh? Y'all want me to believe in Peter Pan? Huh? Fly, Peter? You could fly, Peter. Use your imagination, Peter. Use your imagination, Peter. You could fly, Peter. No. Oh, but Crawford is going to beat Canelo Alvarez. Use your imagination. You watch cartoons. I'm not going to watch cartoons. I'm not going to watch cartoons. Yeah. We heard that with Jamel Charlo. Benito de la Cruz, we heard that with Jamel Charlo, de que he's big for his size. ¿Y qué pasó con esa pelea, estúpido? ¿Ah? Usted no también, you don't watch boxing. Savage in the building, dímelo, mi hermano. Yes, Usyk and Tank. Vamos a ver toda esa vaina. Let's see all the fights. I want to ahora mismo I want to see Clarissa Shields versus Keith on Tom Thurman. I want to see Keith Thurman versus Clarissa Shields. Esa es la pelea que yo quiero ver. Ahora vamos a hablar de fantasy. Ahora me mito, mi gente. Canelo versus Bud. I want to see Inoue versus Usyk. I believe in Inoue. I believe in the power, the speed. He's going to run around. He's going to go through Usyk's legs and stuff like that. Turn around and smack him and stuff like that. And they go around. Ese tiro es muy rápido para Usyk. Vamos a hablar de estúpido ahora. Everybody, let's talk shit. Let's talk some fantasy, Peter Pan imagination shit. Huh? Usyk will beat fucking Usyk. Inoue will beat Usyk. He'll go through his legs and start running around and stuff like that. Do a 360, jump over him like Rey Mysterio. Y la galleta. He's not even going to catch him. He can't even cut the ring off with Inoue. He's going to be punching him in the kneecap. I see, boom. And then Inoue is going to be, ouch. Yeah. He's going to punch him in the kneecap. Bang. Usyk. He ain't going to be able to move. BK said Bam Rodriguez versus Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury can't even bend down. He's not even going to reach Bam Rodriguez. Vamos a hablar de fantasy ahora, porque eso es lo que ustedes quieren hablar. That's what you want to talk. Let's talk about fantasy fights. Get best fight in the best. Get best fight in the best when this is a fucking fantasy fight that people want to talk about. That's not best fight in the best. That's a fantasy video game fight. So let's talk about video game fights también. Vamos a hablar de video games. David Benavidez versus Lomachenko. As a matter of fact, Ukraine versus Ukraine. Ukraine versus Ukraine. Lomachenko versus Usyk. Who's the king in Ukraine? Vamos a hablar de eso. Vamos a hablar de eso ya. No respecte mí, ponche tronqueo. All right, le respecte el Bud Crawford. Ese tiro no ha hecho nada. He said, the king of Ukraine. Yes, Deontay Wilder versus Teofimo Lopez. Huh? Vamos a ver esa vaina también. Vamos a ver esa vaina. I want to see it. And don't tell me that, no, I'm not, that yo, Punch Wrong Boxing, you wildin'. Fuck you if I'm wildin'. If Bud Crawford and Canelo Alvarez is good for you, well, Inoue and Usyk is good for me. I want to see the fight. ¿Qué me importa a mí? I gotta see that fucking video game fight. I want to see video game fight too. Pate para la mierda. Y'all can see video games fight, but I can't see video games fight. I want to see Inoue versus Usyk. Pound for pound versus pound for pound. The number 1 and the number 2. The best fighting the best. No hay. Vamos a hablar de boxeo ahora. Vamos a hablar. No está bueno el tigre. He no good? Nah. Come on, punch, stop, man. You know there's weight class for a reason. Oh, now it's weight class. No, there's no weight class for a reason. No, there's no weight class for a reason. No. ¿Verdad? Or if I say Usyk versus Inoue, you're going to be like, but yo, come on, punch, stop wilding, bro. You know there's weight classes for a reason. Oh, now it's weight classes for a reason. Now it's weight class. Nah, but you got to understand, but 3, 2. I mean, it's really 2 because he fought Madrimal. And what happened to the Madrimal fight? I mean, he didn't look good. Okay, so what do you think? He's going to go and fight the king of 168-pound division and that's good enough for you? You dummy? No, let's talk about the fantasy fights. Let's talk about the fantasy fights. Huh? Who's good right now? Filip Hrgović beat George Joyce the other day. Yesterday, right? Filip Hrgović versus from Serbia. Let's find a Bosnian fighter. Usyk versus Beterbiev. ¿Le gustan esa pelea? Esa pelea buena. He just moved into division, huh? Beterbiev versus Usyk. He just moved into division up. Russian versus Ukraine. Let's end the war right now. So then we see Usyk or we see Beterbiev say the same speech that Rocky Balboa said in Rocky 4. Rather than millions of people fighting, there's 2 men killing each other. But we'd rather have 2 men than 1 million. If I could change, and you could change, anybody can change. And then the war Ukraine and Russia ends. Vamos a eso. I want to see Beterbiev versus Usyk to end the war of Ukraine and Russia. Let's talk about meaningful fights that's going to change the world. Let's talk about some meaningful fights that's going to change the world. Porque usted no quiere, man. Y'all don't respect good fights. Because even Daniel, even if I say Jamal Charlo and Terence Crawford, you know what the haters gonna be saying? When's the last time Jamal Charlo got in the ring, yo? Fuck that fight, yo. But Crawford beat Jamal Charlo. Right? You bring legitimate fights and people hate it. You bring a fantasy fight, yo, it's a good fight. Huh? Yo, what about, Tio and Boots? Hell no, yo. Boots is going to beat the shit out of Tio. What about Canelo Alvarez and Bud? Bud is good. Bud could do what Flo Mayweather did. There's certain things that Bud could do. I know, porque Canelo Alvarez is one punching bag and no sabe pelear. He just like a stand cement. Ese tigre un bon. You get when they're trying to break this fight down, they avoid to talk about the skills and talent of Canelo Alvarez. They try to just pump up Bud so much, and like Canelo Alvarez is just a guy. Nah, Bud, he got some footwork, and Bud could put the punches together, and Bud got IQ, and Bud against who? IQ con quién? Let's talk about fantasy fights. Man, please, man. Fuck out of here, bro. Hey, yo, what y'all think about what Shakur Stevenson did say? What Shakur Stevenson did tweet. I did a video yesterday. So Shakur Stevenson, smash that like button, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, yo, mira, mi gente. Hey, yo, aquí no. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, lo voy a decir ahora mismo because the other channel no lo va a decir. We got one super chat of $2 today. Espera, mi gente. Espera, mi gente. Espera. Lo voy a decir ahora. I'm going to say it right now. I'm going to say it porque the channels is too scared to say it because no. Espera, le voy a decir una cosa a ustedes, mimito. Le voy a decir una cosa a ustedes. Mi gente, esto es trabajo aquí. All right? This is a job right here, too. We got 2 hours right here. Y mira, de que 2 pesos. Yo soy 2 pesos, para ustedes, No. Vamos a hablar de verdad. ¿Ah? Hey, yo, look at the archives, bro. Look at the interviews and esta vaina, estos trabajos que I've been doing for years. Y 2 pesos que ustedes me dan a mí, oye. No, vamos a hablar de verdad. Let's talk for real. Motherfucker, ain't no $2 hole over here. What's your fucking support? Así como le tengo que hablar a ustedes, mimito. What the fuck is this? No, más respeto a ustedes. Vamos. Que en los bolsillos, ¿qué está pasando con ustedes? Ustedes están locos, No respetan ustedes al job. Usted no ven un little sign que dice con el $sign. Den algo, mi gente. We got 2 hours. Yo hablando de boxeo con energy. Usted tan cheap así mimito, Y'all don't pay no fucking Netflix fucking $10 a month. Stop being fucking cheap. I'ma say it because other channels won't say it, bro. You guys are fucking cheap out here, bro. Coño. 2 pesitos me dan a mí hoy. 2 horas. Ustedes van trabajando por 2 horas. Wow. No, así le tengo. Yo lo voy a decir. I'm going to start saying it. No other channel. I'm going to start putting the pressure. No, así no, mi gente. Mira esta gente hablando boxeo. Y me dan que 2 pesitos hoy. Yo, boxing is the most disrespectful genre of the YTBC. Y'all won't go to a restaurant, they don't tip. Hey yo, I say it for all the hey yo, bro. I'm saying it for all the boxing content creators that want to say what I just said, but afraid to say it in their own channel. Motherfuckers looking at ain't nobody press worry, man. Gosh, shit, damn, man, I've been here for 2, 3 hours, 4 hours. Hey, yo, I'm laughing, but I know. Hey, yo, any boxing content creators, I'ma say what y'all want to say. I feel y'all. Sometimes I see some boxing content creators, they live. Diablo, no le dan nada, un pesito, nada, coño, da. Karate Kid. Shout out to the members, bro. They're gonna be like, look at this motherfucker thirsty for money and shit like that. Nigga, fuck it. Hey yo, this is work. Just like I want Bud Crawford to get paid with Canada Wavres, motherfucker, my work is worth. Boxing is poor, man. Yo, Savage. Hey, yo, Savage, but when we have, shout out to Charles Edward Queso, but when we have DK that we given 10K and 20K, mira cómo viene la gente, ¿verdad? Ahí le gustan la gente. Y mira cómo me respetan a mí aquí, Oh, shit. Look at this. Nobody goes to damn work for $2. Right, Savage, you know, right? Oh, but we even have giveaways and punch on boxing. Mira, di que 2 pesitos viene la gente. Di que, ay, yo, 2 hours, nothing. Diablo, te sin su. Hey, yo. We're gonna have a fundraiser, so I can't. Mira, it's straight out here, brother. Respect the hustle. Gracias por los 2 pesos de plátano. A comprar soda, Coca-Cola. Ahí, TV. Ahí, got you punch. Keep grinding. Así mimito, pero vamos. Ring. What happened? Coño, wow. Y'all never put yourself in a position as a boxing content creator, and y'all look at it's 2 hours and 9 minutes. And y'all be like, Does he got kids? He got family? Does he got like what? Like, damn, he's giving us some work. He's giving us, and we going to just listen and pero I at least be a member, at least be a member, dá mais 5 pesos al month. Huh? Era más 5 pesos, hablar de boxeo, bring exclusive y toda esa vaina. Mira, this week we're going to go to the Manny Serrano, Katie Taylor press conference. Es trabajar que vamos, eh. No es trabajar que vamos. Gracias. Sabes, con los 5 pesos a comprar pizza con Coca-Cola. Mira, muchachito, me dieron algo. Ahora tenemos comida para la noche. It's ruining it. What is it? Great. Okay, let me see. Ben. No. I read it. Si me dan el super chat. Ya no voy a leer nada. Ya leí. A mí, a los super chatty patty cakes y a los members. You do bring exclusive, right? Pero mira, it's no good. It's no right. But then these boxers, they go to a podcast that they don't even care about boxing. También. Porque you gotta, ladies and gentlemen, let me say this. No, because I'm gonna say it for the culture. I'm gonna say it for the culture of this boxing content creation. You see Tank Davis do a bunch of interviews with podcasts that is not boxing. Edgar Berlanga just did a podcast, not boxing. Keyshawn Davis just did a podcast, not boxing. You know why these boxers, little by little, are not even paying attention to the community that we build? Ladies and gentlemen, this is the only community that keeps boxing going, boxing conversation 24/7. Pero yo te voy a decir esto. When a boxer mira este número y dice 54, maldito gente, shout out to the 54 people, dice, ¿y para qué yo voy para ese Pontron Boxing que es un dron? Me voy para el tupi, para un podcast de fucking hip hop. And what's happening now, little by little, now the boxing people, the boxing that was working on television, look, a lot of people on ESPN is getting laid off. That's how you see Timothy Bradley doing a bunch of lives because they said no more Top Rank, no more ESPN. All those boxing people are going to come and infiltrate the YTBC. Like Brian Custis did when Showtime left. You don't see it? Boxing people are creating their podcasts and their channels, but they have a black book. They have the boxers info. They have the boxers numbers and stuff like that. But we are the ones, this community, Low Nose Boxing, shout out to Low Nose Boxing and shout out to all the boxing content creators of this community. We kept boxing going. We did the grind work during the pandemic. We kept working. But you, ladies and gentlemen, you got to support the channels that's bringing in the work consistently so the other people in boxing be like, I'm going to break my news there. I'm going to break my news there. Support para que yo vean, Diablo, I support aquí mimito. Let's stick to this. Don't you wish that a lot of boxing content creators I'm saying that y'all will want to be in the, shout out to Blitz in the building, was good. Wouldn't you want your favorite boxing content creator? I'm not saying me, I'm saying your favorite, whether it's me, whether it's shout out to my brother Showbiz, whether it's the rap stars, whether it's the Ness, whether it's whoever your favorite, my brother Max, whatever your favorite boxing content creator, will you want to see them do boxing commentary like for the zone? You know what I'm saying? Pro Box when they have their big fights, Amazon Prime. You guys gotta build us, gotta give us the numbers so they could be like Diablo. Well, mira, shout out to Showbiz. Why you think Showbiz is getting these deals? Porque Showbiz tiene un culture that support, that he drops a video y toda la gente viene y le dan sus likes and show support and stuff like that. Mira, I drop a video y mira de como 101K gente. Así no, es support. The crossover to a bigger audience, man, is work in the end of the day, right? He said the hip hop podcast asked Tank when is going to fight Lennox Lewis, but that's what it is. So how many, don't you sometimes we be listening to the podcast, right? And the question, they be like, man, they don't know boxing. But the thing is, they're going over there for the number. You know what I'm saying? They're going over there for the numbers. Jeff in the building was good. Said boxing facts don't sell. Fanboy bias boxing does. Right? I was trying to sound positive the other day. I'm gonna give you an example. I'm gonna give you an example, Pedro. I'm gonna school. I'm gonna give people the how. Mira esto. Give me 1 second. Look at this. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. Pedro. Te lo voy a decir. Look at this. Mira. Who will be Comeback Fighter of the Year 2025? Earl Spence, Jamel Charlo, Keith Thurman, Deontay Wilder. And I'm there being positive. Yo, the comeback story. Can't wait to see Keith Thurman back. Earl Spence getting 154-pound division. Deontay Wilder, a former heavyweight champion of the world, coming back. And Jamel Charlo, the King Jamel Charlo, going to come right back. Who's going to be the next, a comeback story? La gente no le gusta en esa vaina. I'm too nice. I'm too nice. You know what the people like? Is for me to say Bud Crawford is a bitch and he's scared to fight the guys in 154-pound division. Ese tigre un palomo y feo también. That's what the people like. Eso es lo que le voy a dar la gente. Porque yo no voy a trabajar ahí haciendo nice. No nice. No Mr. Nice Guy. No Mr. Nice Guy. Tiene miedo. Y esa fea de Clarissa Shields, una fea. Le gustan la gente eso. ¿Qué? Lonos Boxer said they want toxic. He said, no, yes, you do. Yes, you do. That's why you're already home. That's why you hit. Yeah, you like it when I say Clarissa Shields is Antonio Tarver with a wig. Esa tigra hiede. La popola de esa tigra hiede a fofo. Usted le gustan eso. That's what you like. I'm a feature. That Shakur Stevenson run like a bitch. He was scared of Edo de los Santos, el Dominicano, el Platanero, el Manguco de 3 golpes. He's wrong. He's Twitterson. Eso es que le gustan ustedes. Devin Haney, he got pillow fisted. Marshmallow hands. Y tiene una tigre como una hoe. Eso le gustan ustedes. That's what you like. That's what you like. That's what you like. Deontay Wilder should stay retired, bruh. As a chicken legs trying to run in the sand and stuff like that with waste. That's what got you in problems in the first place. That's it. You got a freaking power. You had a freaking a freakish right hand. You don't got the right hand no more. You don't got no skills, no talent, no nothing. Your wife left you. The whole boxing world left you. We don't want you here. That's what you like. You get positive. Who the hell wants to listen to? No, well. Wow, I want to see a great fight with Tim Tszyu. Tim Tszyu is back and a great comeback. And a Keith Thurman is great comeback. You know what I'm saying? And, PBC is going to have a great event. You don't want me to say that PBC is going to have a great event. What you want me to say that PBC is sinking and PBC is done and burn PBC. And I hope that Al Heyman, que se vaya para la mierda, ese tigre, we don't see him. At least we see Turkey and we don't see Al Heyman. You like that. That's what you like. So I'm going to give you that every day now. Forget about this positive stuff. I was thinking about positivity. No. Tomorrow tomorrow is my grandmother's funeral. And I was down. I was down all the time. I was down for days. And then the day before yesterday, yesterday I did live. And I said, yeah, I got an energy. I was down for days. I was down for a couple of days. I didn't even want to do this boxing stuff no more, to be honest. I was thinking about that. I was thinking about that and quitting. Like I was about to shut it down. Like I don't have. It's no more. You know what I started thinking about? I said, "Damn, this boxing stuff, man. Like when I created the channel, I was so positive. Modern day warriors, modern day gladiators, the one that put their life on the line for pure entertainment. Forget about the vision. We're one race, the human race. What makes us beautiful is culture. Y'all don't believe in that shit no more, bro. I'm toxic now. Cesspool. Huh? Yeah, it's toxic cesspool. I'm dissing everybody. Fuck all these fucking boxers and fighters. They can kiss my ass. I don't give a damn about media credentials. They can step the media credential off their ass. I don't give a damn about it. I see. We toxic now, bro. We're going to push these numbers to the sky. And they're going to be like, damn, that punch wrong boxing, man. He's the, yo, ese tigre loco. Así mimito, yo soy loco. I was just too nice. Fuck all these fighters. Fuck Turkey out shape. You know damn about his media credentials, stuff like that. Huh? I hope that a horse from Central Park go to Times Square and poops in the whole ring. Demon. Trash talk works though. Nah, vamos. Hey, Cosmic in the building. Said, dímelo, tigre. No pero punch. A lot of it's just being consistent. Got personality. Just put on a lot. And no matter what the topic, you can inject personality. But people depend on consistency. Consistency. Mate, I'm going to tell you about the. Hey, yo, Cosmic, I'm going to tell you about consistency. For 5 years, you know, I haven't even taken my family to vacation doing this boxing stuff. Anytime I go, when you see me go out to Vegas, Texas, Florida, you know that these all vacation times that I didn't take my family to bring y'all motherfucking content. You can ask the kids if you want. En este trabajo, en este boxeo, sacrificing everything. Y mira, tenemos 64 gente aquí. Vamos, no, we're going to be the most toxic brand. And tú creías que ese southpaw is toxic. Mira, you're going to say that he's an angel compared to me. I got things lined up. We're going to be meet up, man. They're going to see me in the arena. Man, these people ain't going to look my way. Así es, no es respeto aquí. Hey, yo, shout out to the boxing content creators that keep it positive. Hey, yo, my brother, True School Sports. I want to talk about Japanese. Nobody want to listen to that shit. Cambia esa vaina, mi hermano, con los lentes. Nobody want to listen to that. Habla mierda usted también. Nobody, tú tienes como 20, 30 gente oyendo esa porquería de que de Japanese. The only thing that Japanese that people like over here is a bunch of sushi. Y esa vaina también, spring roll and stuff, California roll, toda esa vaina. Nobody want to listen to that shit. Así mimito que tenemos hablar. I'm going to change that to toxic boxing talk. Yeah, that nice stuff. You think boxing is nice to us anyway? Huh? No. Mira, Canelo Alvarez is bringing me William Skull, or I'm supposed to be nice. Nah, Canelo Alvarez has paid his dues to give us the William Skull. Can't pay your dues and pay your dues. Tú eres un palomo, Canelo. Pelea David Benavidez y ya, ¿qué? Bo Crawford, una mierda. No ha hecho nada, tigre. Huh? He don't do nothing that is spectacular to me. All right? I'm going to say the truth. Yo, why you got this energy to Bud Crawford? Because Bud Crawford never did anything to exceed the expectations of what I felt about Bud Crawford could do. You understand? I knew that he could beat Earl Spence. He didn't surprise me. He didn't wow me. Ain't nothing Bud Crawford did to say, oh my God, no. Nada ha hecho el tigre. That's why I'm not wowed by him. Maybe I know too much of the history of the sport of boxing that I'm not convinced. No, I want him now. I see the 154-pound division, and I see that he's a pound-for-pound caliber fighter. Now I want to see you out competition after competition. I don't want to see that Earl Spence did the dirty work and Keith Thurman did the dirty work in the welterweight division, and you come over here and beat Earl Spence, and they see you as a god. Usted no ha hecho nada, mi hermano. Hey, he don't do nothing for me. Manny Pacquiao is a person that says, I say, wow, Manny Pacquiao, woo, the 8th Division World Champion, 5-time lineal, 12-time World Champion, the ambassador, the son of the humanitarian, the greatest karaoke singer of them all, the GOAT, Manny Pacquiao. Es un tigre que I say, wow, wow. Yes. Sugar Ray Leonard retiring for 3 years and coming back and being Hagler in the 160-pound division. Wow. Teofimo Lopez, like I told you, he was going to outbox Vasily Lomachenko, and you guys, he only got to punch his chance. Wow. But it's okay, yo hablo de Teofimo Lopez. If you don't like Teo, I don't care. Teofimo Lopez is the takeover of this generation. You know, while you see, I don't care with the bananas and the strawberries and the berries and the grapes. I don't care. Ese tigre sabe pelear. And I don't need to go and tell, yo, Tio, you need to fight this one. You need to fight this one. He go to the 140-pound division. He fight Josh Taylor. 135, we was begging Javante Tandev to fight Lomachenko. He fights Vasily Lomachenko. I don't need to beg him to do anything. He already does the fucking work. That's why I don't hold. That's why you want me to hold Teofimo Lopez accountable. I don't need to. Even in this fight on May 2nd, Teofimo Lopez is fighting the best competition in Honorable Bosa. Better than Ryan Garcia, better than Devin Haney. Deja la verda. Por eso I don't need to hold Teofimo Lopez accountable, because right before I say I would like to see a fight, he gives me a good fight. Tio, you're doing good. Cambosa being Tio. Good. ¿Y qué hizo Cambosa after that? Lost to Devin Haney. Lost to Devin Haney again. Got a robbery victory versus Maxi Hugh. Got knocked out by Lomachenko. Ese tiene una mierda también. At least after Teofimo Lopez took a downfall, went to the 140-pound division and beat the undisputed champion, reigning undefeated champion of the whole wide world, Josh Taylor, who has a better resume in the 140-pound division than even Bud Crawford. Mira, I smoke each and every one of these people in this boxing community with that some easy work. No one makes Teofimo Lopez look that he had a hiccup. Just like Manny Pacquiao did in his career. Just like Marquez had in his career. Bernal Hopkins had in his career. And a bunch of legendary fighters. Just like Roberto Duran losing to De Jesus in his career. Deja la mierda, estúpido. It makes Camboso look like a one-hit wonder, you dummy. That's what it looked like. The split decision victory George Cambosa did, it made him like a one-hit wonder. Because what have you done? What have you done for me? What have you done after? Because we've seen what Tio done after his hiccup. He became a lineal champion again, 2-time lineal, you stupid. But you want to be hating on Tio. You're like trying to keep, he lost to Cambosa though. But he lost to Cambosa though. Teofimo Lopez could be Mike Tyson in his prime. He lost to Cambosa though. He lost to Cambosa though. He lost to Cambosa though. That's all you got? That's all y'all motherfuckers got for how many years? 4 years. 4 years. I said, he lost to Cambosa though. He gonna fight Arnold Barbosa undefeated and stuff like that. Gonna beat him at May 2nd. He lost to Cambosa though. He lost to Cambosa though. Motherfuckers like robots. They got nothing else to say. He lost to Cambosa though. He could fight Boots. Beat Boots, become 3-time lineal. He lost to Cambosa though. He lost to Cambosa though. He's gonna be in the Hall of Fame. Tio, you lost to Cambosa though. Motherfuckers will be stuck like Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao lost to Torres Compa. He lost to Torres Compa though. Yeah, he beat Marquez. He lost to Torres Compa though. I mean, he beat Miguel Cotto. He lost to Torres Compa though. He beat Oscar De La Hoya. He lost to Torres Compa though. I mean, Manny Pacquiao beat, you know what I'm saying, Ricky Hatton. He lost to Torres Compa though. I mean, he beat Shane Mosley. He lost to Torres Compa though. I mean, he beat Margarito. He lost to Torres Compa though. I mean, he got knocked out in his career in a body shot. You dummy. Motherfucker gonna stay stuck in that shit for the rest of their life because they can't say nothing else about Teofimo Lopez. He lost to Camboso, no? Teofimo Lopez got to be so great that George Camboso still got a career. These motherfuckers gonna stay in that shit forever. That's why I said Teofimo Lopez, don't even worry about that. Motherfuckers gonna be, you could beat Alessandro Usyk today and they'd be like, but he lost to Camboso though. I don't know. I don't think he Hall of Fame. He lost to Camboso though. Hey, yo, every time I say that about Teofimo Lopez, George Camboso say, I say la paja. Oh my God, I love when people say that. Motherfucker, that's why George Camboso stay happy. Because he knows that y'all hate Teofimo Lopez so much, I could go back to Teofimo Lopez and also Camboso, and he's still going to capitalize. He goes to the Eddie Hearn. Can I get a contract? I beat Teofimo, though. Hey, yo, Bob Arum, give me another contract. I mean, I beat Teofimo, though. George Camboso's gonna be losing and stuff like that. He gonna get played around by riches and hitches, and still gonna lock in another contract because y'all still fuck. I beat Teofimo though, but Teofimo Lopez is not even all that. Yeah, Camboso's gonna fight Floyd Mayweather. I beat Teofimo though. Come on, Floyd. I beat Teofimo though. Damn, so that Teofimo Lopez was that great. Damn, Teofimo Lopez was all-time great already because shit. He said, when is Teo fight? May 2nd. They was getting mad at Teo. Teo was playing around, doing a bunch of videos. The only guy that's promoting. Teofimo Lopez is the only guy that's promoting right now, and people still mad. You see it in the comment section. Why he's playing around. He's not going to do that to George Camboso in the ring. Why is he dancing salsa? Why is with his father? Why is he punching the heavy bag like that? Why is he dancing? Why he's doing backflips? Why he's doing this? Man, shut the fuck up and enjoy the damn video. Golly. Everything this kid does is something. Why is he dancing? Why is he trying to be entertaining? Why is he dancing salsa? Why is he winning? Why is he doing this? Why he's with his dad? Why is he dead? Why he's saying that? Why he's having fun? Why he's having this? Golly, what did Teofimo Lopez do to you? Sheesh. They didn't even want him to promote. They don't want him to dance. They don't want him to backflip. They don't want him to talk. They want his father. Yo, they'd be like, hey, yo, you remember the time? You remember all those times when they take, yo, man, yo, senior, man, let your son talk, yo. Senior, let your son talk. Teofimo Lopez Senior don't talk no more. Now Teo talks. Yo, where's Senior, though? Yo, shut up, Teo, man. You talking too much. Nah, motherfuckers, y'all said for his son. Y'all said for Senior to shut up. You wanted Teofimo Lopez Sr. to shut up, and y'all wanted Teo to talk. Oh, there you have it. Yeah, you got Teo talking all day now. You ain't wanted Senior to talk, you remember? You wanted Teofimo Lopez Sr. to shut the F up. You wanted Teofimo Lopez Sr. to let his son talk. Huh? There you have it. Be careful what you ask for, folks. Epoxy Magic in the building, gonna sing up ass up. Why is people happy and enjoying his life? Yo, he's getting a divorce with his wife. Yo, a woman is a man's downfall. He ex his wife. He told his father to shut up. He's talking now. You got a problem. He's not with the racial talk, right? He's dancing and entertaining. You got a problem. May 2nd, he fighting in Times Square, right? He's going to be in the third, not even in the co-main, the third. And he's still fighting the most difficult fight from Ryan Garcia that's fighting Rolly. Devin is fighting Jose Ramirez. Barbosa beat Jose Ramirez. Teofimo Lopez still fighting the most competitive and most difficult fight. And you still got a problem. The two-time lineal champion, you still got a problem. The kid get paid less. He's the most accomplished. You still got a problem. What you want Teofimo Lopez to do? You see, he got fucked over his legacy with the WBC franchise. You still got a problem. He lost to George Camboso, though. Good looking out with Poxy Magic with the $5 super chat, man. Appreciate you, my brother. I wouldn't mind keep on Tom Thurman. He looked good. Yes. Damn, the 154-pound division is lit. Yo, baby. I don't care. Bud Crawford ran. You see, put it this way. Whether it's fair or not, constructive criticism, fair criticism, unwarranted criticism, even with Floyd Mayweather, people will say, yo, but he ain't fight Paul Williams, though. Even some people will be like, but he ain't fight no Margarito, though. Bud Crawford, this is why I'm going to keep on saying it. I don't give a damn. I'm going to keep on saying it. The reason why at this time in the sport of boxing, when you already got a guy that's throwing supposedly all the money and say he wants to bring boxing back, if you really think about it, as much as people want to criticize this generation with the past, and they do that with every sport. They do it in the NBA, right? The constant debate of who's better, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, well, whatever. If you really look at the skill set of these fighters, one thing, and I said this the other day, one thing that I give the past, better than this generation is endurance, stamina, because of course they need to fight 15 rounds. Their training regimen got to be a little bit better. They got to fight more. They got to spar more. They probably got to run more because they training for a 15-round bout. That's different. But when it comes to skill set, I believe that if we look at a lot of these divisions, I think the skill set is up to par. Like Bam Rodriguez skill set, always skill set. Teofimo Lopez skill set. You know what I'm saying? Jerome Booth skill set. Bud Crawford skill set. Alexander Usyk skill set. A guy like even Tyson Fury that's 6'9" and moves the way that he moves. We never seen that in the past before. We never seen that before. There's a lot of skillful fighters in these divisions. The 154-pound division is stacked. The 135-pound division is stacked. The 140-pound division, even Ryan Garcia could squeeze to 140 is stacked. The welterweight division is kind of iffy, but that could be the pit stop to probably 154 now. Before, 154 was the pit stop to go to 160 pounds. But you know what? The 154-pound division is lit. The 147-pound division could be lit in a year when you see Jerome Booth and his move to maybe 154. But these guys at 140 moving to 147, and it's still going to be lit. There's a lot of competition. Gary Antoine Russell was good competition for anybody, for Tio, for Devin. There's competition here. Even the young fighters, the 21, 22, 23-year-old, even the Xander Zayas is good. Eldy Sereno Martinez is good. I can't wait. He's calling out Xander Zayas. That's a good fight. I wanted to see Bud Crawford because when we seen Bud Crawford struggle, right? When we seen Bud Crawford look like an ordinary fighter versus Madrimov, and I'm comparing who Madrimov is to what Bud Crawford is. We're talking about that Bud Crawford was the pound for pound number one versus a guy that never fought not even close to the caliber fighter of a Bud Crawford, and you struggle with feints. You struggle with that, but it's just not about Madrimov. Is that I always been saying it. If you're familiar with the channel, that the 154-pound division is the most stacked division in the sport. Let me see if I bring some receipts, man. For real. Hold on. I even had sometimes I just got to bring receipts. Let me see. Let's see. Let's see. Let me see. I did a video. 154. Hold on. Look, I even manifested this. Look at this. I manifested when this fight was going to take place. Look. The Vergil tease. Hold on. Vergil tease versus Earl Spence at 154 4 years ago. 4 years ago. Look. Look at this, folks. What year is this? April 5th, 2020. What's the title? Earl Spence, Thurman, Porter, time to move up to 154 and compete at their highest potential. 2020, that's 5 years ago, folks. So when I'm saying this at 5 years ago, folks. So when I see Bud Crawford and Earl the True Spence, I know that Earl Spence wasn't the 100%. We saw it. We saw Earl Spence. We're not blind. I'm not saying that Bud Crawford was never going to beat him. But in that condition, and then Bud Crawford pulling from the fight, and then he gets into another car accident, you kill the momentum, Bud, because you wanted to be greedy and go to BLK Prom and get your little $10 million with Dave Avenesian. You ain't give a fuck about the fight. You ain't give a fuck about the legacy, because anything could have happened with that Dave Avenesian fight. And anything could have happened with Errol Spence, and guess it did happen. He got into a car accident. Now you want to talk about handicap? You want to talk about Earl Spence fighting Kell Brook handicap? Well, you fought Earl Spence handicap too now. Now you don't have a good win. Hold on. We got better. Look at when I started, my brothers. Look at this. April 17, 2018, Errol Spence Donkey 154. This is me, ladies and gentlemen. When your boy Mr. Moonshine started, I've been telling Errol Spence to move up to 154, 2018. When was that? When he had the opportunity after he beat Kell Brook. He got a contract offer to fight who at 154, ladies and gentlemen? Dime. Earl Spence got offered to become a 2-division world champion to fight whom? Who did Earl Spence duck? I'm gonna give you 10 seconds. I want somebody to put it in the chat right now. Who did Earl Spence duck 2018 at 154? They gave him a contract and he declined. One. Thank you, my brother. Aha. He ducked Miguel Cotto, and then Miguel Cotto had to fight Saddam Ali. And I did a video and I said, damn, that was your pay-per-view fight. Earl Spence fought Lamont Peterson rather than fight Miguel Cotto. Golden Boy Promotion gave him a 2-year contract. That would have ended, and he still would have done the same shit he was going to do. He still would have managed to fight. After that, think about it. It was 2 year. It was a 2 fight. He never would have fought Lamont Peterson. He would have fought Miguel Cotto, right? Come back down, keep his belt, and fight Carlos Ocampo, because the Lamont Peterson was a voluntary bout. He still would have done the same shit he did, because it was a 2-fight deal. That would have been his first pay-per-view. He still would have came back and fought Mikey Garcia. That fight would have been bigger. Right? I've been talking about the 154 pounds for a long time, ladies and gentlemen. I've been talking about the 154, so this ain't no new thing. So when I see Bud Crawford at 154, and I seen that he struggled at 154, no, Bud Crawford, quédate aquí, mimito, que aquí está el fuego. Over here is the smoke. No te vayas, mi hermano. Aquí que está el fuego. This is the smoke right here, 154, motherfucker. You stay right here. Going to Canelo Alvarez and getting that money is a little cop out. Huh? Go get your little pension, your 401k plan. And the market is crashing. Ahola que tú no tienes nada. Ahí también. I got receipt. My friend. Mira aquí. Years of talking about 154. Espera. (2021) Jerome Bruce Ennis will send all elite 147 packing to 154 with the help of Vergil Ortiz. As soon as Vergil Ortiz and Bruce Ennis got in position, se fueron los tigres. No te vayas, Bob Crawford. No te vayas, mi gente. Espera. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me see. Yes, all right. Let me see. Remember, I did a live. For fun. Hold on. Hey, yo, this was an epic live right here. This is one of the best lives. Mira, Jamel Charlo versus Jason Rosario. That's one of the best lives right there. I'm gonna drop a video porque I got some exclusive ahí me meto en ese video también. Ese live, that was 8 hours. But yeah, man. Where's the poll at? Because I can't see the poll from here. Y'all seen the poll right now with the book, yo punch a bunch of ducks in this boxing era. Yeah, man. That's why I said, man, these fights are shrinking the sport. It don't grow the sport. In the end of the day, boxing keeps going, fighters come and go, and just as much as the best fight in the best is tradition. The best fight in the best is also passing of the torch fight. So when Bud Crawford is saying, there's not fights for me left and I'm going to retire, Floyd Mayweather gave me passing of the torch fight. Now, Canelo Alvarez, he just didn't pass the test. Victor Ortiz didn't pass the test. But he gave me passing of the torch fights. He tried to pass it to the young ones. Canelo Alvarez, if he wanted a passing of the torch, Jaime Munguia, even though that a lot of people didn't think Jaime Munguia was going to be, I think that David Benavidez is the real passing of the torch fight. You know what I'm saying? David Benavidez is not going to accomplish what Canelo Alvarez have accomplished in his career. He's going to have to end up in the heavyweight division, right? In which it's highly possible he's going to end up there, right? Later in his career. But that was the passing of the torch fight. But even Triple G for Canelo Alvarez, maybe some people could see it as the best fight in the best. Or maybe that was a passing of the torch fight because a lot of people hold Triple G as high regards, and Triple G was older than Canelo Alvarez, right? How old was Canelo Alvarez when he fought Triple G? I mean, Triple G was what, 36 years old? You know what I'm saying? Because the fight game goes forward. Why Bud Crawford? When and this is what I mean about Bud. Like, Bud was the same person that was talking about that he was getting avoided and he's not getting an opportunity and he's getting blackballed. And you did that to Bruce Ennis Why you ain't give Bruce Ennis an opportunity? Why you ain't give Bruce Ennis an opportunity? Why you ain't give Vergil Ortiz an opportunity? Why you ain't give those people an opportunity? Because Bud Crawford has always and will always be about his money. Never was legacy. He was just in precision. Just like a lot of people be like, yo, but the top ranked fighters, they get in precision for the legacy. Well, Bud Crawford ain't doing nothing special in my eyes in terms of beating somebody that is special. Other than I believe the Earl Spence. I believe that he could beat Earl Spence, but that was supposed to be a special win in the welterweight division at this time. But Bud Crawford downplayed his best victory. Earl Spence is not a Hall of Fame. Bud Crawford, you ain't doing nothing special then in boxing. But if you would have collected some good wins, if Bud Crawford becomes beats Fundura, beats Charlo, right? And beat Vergil Ortiz. That right there to me is better than anything he did in any division. Just those three names. If you beat Thurman, Fundura, and Jamel Charlo at 154, will be better than what you did at 147, what you did at 140, and what you did at 135. Mix and match it. If you beat Fundura, Vergil, Jamel Charlo, still the king. He holds the crown. The other guys hold the belt. If he beats Jamel Charlo, comes back, beats Fundura, beats Vergil Ortiz. At the time that he beat them, Jamel Charlo was younger, still 34 years old, lost to Canelo Alvarez, didn't get demoralized, didn't get beat down by Canelo Alvarez. So it's not about health, right? It's not about health. Vergil Ortiz entering his prime, and he beat Majumov, a guy that you had trouble with. And Sebastian Fundura is like the, imagine, Vergil, Bud Crawford fighting Fundura, and where Fundura is at. He beat Tim Tszyu. He beat Brian Mendoza. I'm sorry, he lost to Brian Mendoza. He beat Erickson Lubin. You know what I'm saying? He beat the height. He got a good resume at 154. Vergil Ortiz beat Boachuk and Majumov. Now that right there, to me, in their prime, Jamel Charlo in the back end of their prime, for me, is the best. It will be the best in that division. You add a Keith Thurman there, just because Keith Thurman only lost to Manny Pacquiao. Had a knockout at 154. Let's see if Keith Thurman beats Tim Tszyu. If Keith Thurman beats Tim Tszyu at 154, we could definitely say Keith Thurman is back. Because also Tim Tszyu, which he has a few losses at 154, also has credible wins at 154. Beating Brian Mendoza that beat Fundura, and also beating Tony Harrison, an ex-world champion. Tim Tszyu was still young. You understand what I'm saying? I felt like Turkey Al Sheikh could have, because ladies and gentlemen, Bud Crawford versus Vergil Ortiz sells out any arena in the West Coast, sells out any arena in Texas. It will sell out Las Vegas. I think it will sell out the Barclays Center in New York City. You don't need to go and give me, if you got unlimited money, give me the David Benavidez and Canelo. Turkey. Give me Vergil and Bud. You could put it in the same card. And now we got two passing of the torch fight, but still great quality fights in which Canelo could still be the favorite and Bud could still be the favorite. And if Vergil Ortiz beats Bud, he exceeds the expectation and he booms, and boxing still grows, and we have a new superstar. And David Benavidez, if he beats Canelo, we have a new superstar. Even if you fight Boots, and Boots is doing good numbers, and you fight but then we're moving. Oh shit, we love Bud, but look at now Boots. Oh my, boxing as a whole grows and it moves to the next generation. It moves. Wow. It's like Oscar de la Hoya. Oscar de la Hoya beat Hector Camacho. Yo, because Hector Camacho beat Duran. Oscar de la Hoya beat Sweet Pea. Oscar de la Hoya beat Julio Cesar Chavez and the phenom of Oscar de la Hoya. Bien. Así el boxeo, mi gente. Mike Tyson, yes, became the heavyweight undisputed champion of the world, the youngest. Pero también the heavyweight, the best heavyweight, legendary heavyweight before Mike Tyson with Larry Holmes. But they needed the passing of the torch fight. And Mike Tyson beats Larry Holmes and Spence that beat Larry Holmes. And we have Mike Tyson and moves. Do you understand? That's boxing. Esto es lo que tenemos. Esta porquería de Canelo Álvarez and Bud Crawford. Es basura. It's like puts a cap on it. There's nothing to grow after that. Because Canelo doesn't get props for it. If Bud Crawford loses to Canelo, now if Bud Crawford wins, ya, yo me tengo que quedar callado. Por ahora, voy a hablar until that happens. Anybody have problem here? Ladies and gentlemen, y'all already know, man. Glad everybody, man, tuned in today. Punch Run Boxing. Subscribe to the channel. The more toxic mud effort you're going to see for the rest of the year. No more Mr. Nice Guy. You fighters don't like it, don't pay no mind. You don't like me, I don't like you. Love ya, God bless, and on to the next.